Do 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 do. Starting up my stream, yeah, the stream is starting. The stream is starting, yes. Indeed, the stream is starting, my friends. Welcome to the Spectrum pre-stream audio setup thing. Now let me see if I can just go here. I'm so lonely, I'm so lonely, I have nobody to call you my own. Alright, the promotional work is done. So, the stream is still in the pre-stages. We're starting soon. I hope everyone here has had a great week. It's been weird with COVID going on. The Omicron variant still ripping through most parts of America. Looks like it's already crested in the UK, which is pretty nice, all things considered. However, it doesn't make it any better that so many people have passed away from this variant so far. you can have a cold, detached take on it and say, well, it's good it's not as deadly, but it's still killing people that otherwise would be alive. And at this point, I ask myself, is there really anyone to blame? I mean, naturally, I think people want to have somebody to blame negative events on. But at this point, I'm not so sure. I used to think if Trump hadn't been president, this pandemic never would have happened, which I believe now is foolish. But yeah, you just have to let them. I guess the weird thing about maturing during the pandemic is you have to learn how to let stuff like that go. There's going to be about 37% of Americans that will never social distance, that will never mask, and will never get vaccinated. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, what do we do about that? Is this an infinite pandemic? I don't know, it's just very hard. It's hard to cope with now. I wonder if this will work. Just a little experiment.
There was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
My fortune is yours for the taking, but you'll have to find it first. I left everything I own in one piece.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for One Piece, the treasure that would make their dreams come true.
Yo!
Dreaming. Don't give it up, Luffy. Don't give it up, Zoro. Don't give it up now, man. Don't give it up, give it up, give it up.
Okay, I like that a lot. It's pretty cool. Thank you, Mountain, for that. Yeah, I'm going to turn that down a bit. Thanks, Mountain, for letting me know. Sorry, we're just still working on the pre-stream. A little bit of audio setup. Got a new mixer. I'm going to turn that down a little bit so it's like not eardrum bursting. Thank you for letting me know. Good to see you back. It's always nice to have a return viewer. I think someone made a noise outside. Yeah, this is definitely a weird area to live in. With all the shootings that happen, feels like a game of Call of Duty at some point. Well, it looks like we have people starting to come in now. And my co-hosts are still stuck in traffic. We can blame their lack of punctuality on their lack of discipline as children, I think. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get started in about 4 minutes. Currently texting them now, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I don't want to keep you fine people waiting. Let's see if they do. So, welcome to the, I want to get a new starting soon screen. I have to Photoshop one in. As you can see, I've updated the channel art a bit. So, aha, that's their vehicle now, I believe. Yes indeed. Alright. Okay, T-minus 3 minutes until the stream officially starts. If you have any questions or or anything, feel free to put them in the chat. I tried to lower the latency this time around so I could see the comments quicker. Alright. T-minus 2 minutes till we start this cast. And the viewers are coming in. I will not disappoint you fine folks. The Grand Line. Yayo sits up for One Piece. You can probably hear my cat making some silly cat noises in the background. Sorry about that. T-minus 2 minutes, you patient people. Ah, yes, co-host number 1 has arrived.
Hello.
Please come take a seat.
I will.
Welcome to the show. Our co-host, the lovely Emma, is returning, or has returned. Zach is currently browning meat for his stew because he lives in a cabin in the woods, apparently. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll just, let people come in.
Yay!
Alright, so, today, guess what we're talking about?
I don't know.
Today we are talking about the, frankly, probably the first really famous autistic person on the internet who goes by the moniker of, I believe it's still Chris Chan. Their legal name is Christine Chandler.
Does this have anything to do with 4chan?
This has, good question. It's actually unrelated to 4chan and Japanese things.
Okay, I don't know anything about any of those things, so I would assume they're related.
Yes. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get into it. So, the story of Chris Chan is the story about a young man who was failed by every facet of society. He was failed by his parents, his social group, his school, and the government.
It's everyone.
What's up?
That's everyone.
Everyone. So, so Chris Chan first gained notoriety during... Well, actually, okay. I think we'll do this in chronological order, not order of appearance. So Chris Chan was born I believe, in the late 80s. And he was most famous for... He was first seen on TV during a Nintendo Power commercial because he won a Nintendo contest by playing a lot of Sonic games. And he was featured on TV as an 11-year-old with autism. In the clip, his father mentions how proud he is of him for making progress, despite his condition. The next time he would appear on national television would be in the year of 2021. That would be the year that she was accused of sexually assaulting her own mother.
Oh.
Now, there's a big leap here, and I want to talk about everything that happened between these 2 points, which most likely led to him becoming a horrible monster. So, you see, Chris's parents were very old when they conceived him, and so he was most likely born with autism, though his parents claimed he received it after a babysitter locked him in a room filled with toys. Not like a claustrophobic room, like just locked him in his own like bedroom. Yes.
Can you gain autism later in your life?
Okay, that's as far as I know, no, you cannot.
Okay.
Autism is not. You can't. You can't
Oh
be
no,
given.
I got autism.
No, you can't.
Oh, no.
You can't catch autism. You're born with it. It's a neurological
so
thing.
So they probably. It's kind of safe to say they were lying, or were misinformed.
Oh, definitely. Okay, this is the this is the 90s. There's still a huge stigma around autism, and so as he participates in public school, his parents get offers like from the school saying you should send him to a special school for kids with special needs because he is behind developmentally and socially. And his parents adamantly refused.
They were like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, that's embarrassing. And so they kept him in this normal. I don't want to say even the town they live in because I feel like she gets an unfair amount of hate. Also, I will switch pronouns up because it simplifies it a bit to talk about them when they still used he pronouns by referring to as he, but now they use she pronouns. I'll refer to her as she.
Okay.
So
understood.
He continued in this like public school district all the way through high school, and throughout high school he never really made any friends. His dad actually paid like a group of girls to hang out with him and take care of him so he wouldn't like feel too lonely. So yeah, this
his heart was in the right place, but he did all the wrong things.
No, it's like peak sadness. It's peak sadness.
Yeah, that's really bad.
And
welcome,
dude, nice.
Your mustache looks good.
Whoa, yeah. Paul's on the Chris Chan story. The other co-host just arrived.
It's Tristan, and he's looking sexy
I do not.
today.
Zach said he was browning meat, and he'll be here soon.
All right.
I hate Zach. Please take a seat.
We love Zach.
Oh yes, I purchased a new microphone. It has.
Look how beautiful it is. Let's have an ASMR moment.
No. It's 360-degree gain or audio. I don't know.
He said no.
It's got gains.
So back to the Chris Chan story.
Oh my god.
Do you know about him already?
Yeah.
So
I know
yeah.
of
Getting a
him.
background.
So he does graduate from high school.
Oh, you're going deep.
I'm trying to summarize as much as I can because I'm trying to talk about how every aspect of society failed him. So he graduates from high school, and he remarks that his graduation was the saddest day of his life.
Oh no!
Like he loved high school because he thought he had like a bunch of friends and stuff, and that everyone liked him.
Oh my god!
Really, it was kind of like, based on the testimony of his classmates, it was quite the opposite. Like he was kind of unfortunately the weird kid.
He was humored.
He was humored, yeah. He was literally the water boy for the school basketball team. It was and so he went to college at a Virginia technical school, and during his time at college, he began to create the Sonichu comics. Now, Sonichu is a fusion between
Sonic and Pikachu.
Yes, yeah, you got it. Good job. 10 out of 10. It's a fusion between Sonic and Pikachu, where he is also a character who like is Sonic's father.
Never addressed who the mother
so-
is. Never addressed how he's the father. He's just the father.
He is just the father.
Of Sonic.
Yes.
He's also the master of Sonichu.
Yes. He's the father and master.
Wait, who's the father of who?
Chris Chan is the
Chris
father
Chan is
in
the
his own
father.
comic book, in his
Yeah,
fan
he has
fiction.
a self-insert with an original character, Sonichu. There's a fusion between Sonic and Pikachu.
I'm starting to see where problems may arise.
Problems arise. I can show you some.
Oh no,
I
some
can
Sonichu.
I can show you. Just Google Sonichu on your phone. You'll get the idea. The point is, this is when he first gained notoriety. When he was in college, he was working on Sonichu. People found
Every time you say it, I'm
Sonic.
like,
It's people found the comic and began posting it on this forum called Something Awful, and then eventually Kiwi Farms.
Okay, it's not that bad.
But no. This is where it gets worse.
Yeah, there's a plot.
So
Air quotations. Plot.
When he was in college, he decided it was time he found a girlfriend, and he went about this by taping a sign to his shirt that says I believe I can pull up the attraction sign right now.
See, this is actually really terrible because no one helped him out and said, hey.
Oh, it gets worse.
Yeah.
The girlfriend situation becomes a lifelong problem with people catfishing the shit out of him.
Yeah, that is like...
Bullying him horribly.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, no, like, he was essentially, like, he's one of the first victims of mass targeted harassment on the internet. Like,
if you're going to target people and harass them, I might support it in some cases, but people who are disabled, that's not the move.
you might support targeted harassment in some cases.
Yes. In some cases, it's a good thing to targetedly harass.
It's not a good thing to targetedly harass. Wow, good job.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes.
It is. Sometimes.
Oh no, I did not mean to do that. Oh no. I'm trying to... Okay, so I'm just going to read aloud what the attraction sign says.
Alright.
I'm a 23-year-old single male searching for an 18 to 23-year-old female companion who I can love and trust. There are other versions of the sign that says preferably white.
Oh
like,
no. Okay, maybe he has... Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of a white supremacist, but I don't think he actually understood enough about white supremacist idea.
He did
yeah.
very much hate homosexuals.
He did not like the homos.
It was,
which is very funny.
Understandable that people were bullying him.
Yeah.
It's just like...
And so he would wear these signs, and eventually he was kicked out of college. If students had a conference with him about it, and she was, kind, and these are from his own words. Just told him to stop, like, walking around the sign. It was kind of weird and disruptive.
Yes.
Basic college language to go, please stop being weird. And he did this thing called a cursey ha me ha towards her, which is where he yells cursey ha me ha and does the Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha hand motion. The thing about Chris is he believes that this actually brings people bad luck.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks it's like he's autistic.
He thinks that anime is real life.
His autism is to the point where he believes fictional characters really exist.
Okay, understand.
Which will come into play later. So he was.
He does not need to be in college.
No. This happened over almost 20 years ago.
He needs to be in assisted living.
He does.
Well, he is now.
We'll get to that point in a second.
Did they tell him to leave college?
He was suspended for like a year, and while he was on that suspension, he discovered that he had an online presence on kiwi farms.
This farm, they were making fun of him.
Yes.
He didn't know that.
He thought he was famous or something?
He thought he thought it was famous that people had wrong ideas about him.
Yeah.
So he made like a video essentially doxing himself. Like, he gave like his address, where he lived, and like his whole life. The reason we know so much about him is because he will info dump his whole life story to like random forums, because he believed social media works like, if you make a video, only the person you want to see will see it.
Oh.
Yes.
Who did he want to see those videos?
So when he was putting like Sonichu out on the internet, he thought that only he could see that.
Oh.
He didn't know that other people were viewing it.
Aw, that
And
sucks.
when he figured out that, they're viewing it and they like it, well, they like to make fun of it. He didn't get that part of it.
Aw.
And so anytime he's talking to people in forums, he thinks, only the person I'm talking to can see my response. It's very public. And he basically began living on the internet, because that's where all of his social interaction was coming from.
Yeah, people were talking to him about his Sonichu, and he was answering their questions.
Yeah, and they were like, they were asking him like stupid questions like, what does Sonichu like to eat? How does Sonichu go to the bathroom, or shit like that? And he's humoring them because he thinks they're interested in the character. And they're just like, what fucked up shit will this guy say?
Yeah, which is fair. Because he's readily like, I would like to tell you.
Yeah.
So he ends up I believe he does not finish college. I think he just, he does not finish college. Well, yeah, probably, because, he was... See, the bad thing about it...
Welcome!
Hello, our third co-host is here. Wait, what... Is there, a word... Please take a seat anywhere. Is there, a word for more than, two hosts? It's
Hostesses.
Hostesses. This is a new... Hosts?
Hosts. I like that. Hostin'.
All right, welcome
Co-hosts.
to the cast.
Hello.
We're currently I'm still kind of like telling the story of
The background.
the
How
most.
much do you know about Chris Chan?
About what?
Oh no.
I don't want to start over.
No, what'd you say?
So this guy's name is
Chris
Christian
Chan.
Chandler.
I know nothing.
He
Me
is
either.
a very well-known person with autism and Asperger's on the internet for multiple reasons. One of which being the titular comic Sonichu, where he self-inserted into a comic that he wrote and illustrated with crayons.
Of
Yeah, we
course.
know with crayon. Yeah.
And
That's the only way
scanned
you
and
can.
uploaded it to the internet, where
not
he
bad.
himself is the trainer of Sonichu, because Sonichu's like a Pokemon, but he's also the father of Sonichu.
Who is
Someone
Never
said-
explained what that means.
Someone in the
He's
chat
from the
just put,
80s.
I think that was about the attraction side. Okay, yeah, and I want to talk about because he's like one of the first famous autistic people on the internet,
He's not famous for a good reason.
but
Oh,
infamous.
Infamous.
Someone in the comments asked for an ASMR moment that you denied me. I
That
think
was
we
too-
should
that
give it
was-
to them.
Okay, we'll give it to them in a second.
Okay.
Just... okay, so I just want to. Where was I?
We're talking about
Sonichu, he
leaving
didn't.
college.
Sonichu.
He
This man didn't
Finish.
finish college.
The bad thing about it was, according to people that had classes with him, he was like, like he had a learning disability, but he was also smart enough to know that he had a learning disability, which is horrible. Like being aware of your like clinical lack of like ability to learn new information, and
That would make me cry. It's like Flowers for Algernon.
Yes.
But
This also sets up a pattern for him where he will use that to his advantage.
definitely he is.
Oh.
There's really.
sneaky little snitch.
Well,
Yeah.
Just wait until you hear the most recent story about him.
Yeah,
He's real
just wait,
sneaky.
Just wait. We gotta get. Oh god, it's a bombshell. So
This is about 20 years
I
ago.
don't
he-
know. This
he-
could get really, really bad.
Why weren't
Um,
we given
yes.
this topic beforehand?
to research.
Yeah.
No, because I like telling stories.
Because
I
your
don't
reactions
know.
are better than the
rea-
story.
Yeah, the reactions. Okay, so then he begins living his life after he's out of college. His social circle
becomes the internet.
It becomes the internet, and then these disgusting weirdos on the internet think it's a good idea to pretend to be women to mess with him.
That's really sad.
Yeah, like it's
That's
also
also
sad.
gross.
A history
It's
of like
also
5 or 6 people catfish the shit out of him.
Yes.
And
Like-
he's so not there in the head, he believes these women are women.
Yeah.
And falls in love with them.
It's
I mean,
really bad.
yeah.
Yeah, no, they're essentially just bullying a disabled man.
Fuck them.
Yeah,
There
no,
was
yeah.
a group of people who came out after these people who tried to help Chris
Uh-huh.
become a functioning member of society. Chris did not do himself any favors. And eventually they gave up.
Okay.
It's like, yeah,
Didn't want to help off.
exactly. It's like he's also made an effort like to not improve. Like people out of goodwill have tried to have literally gone to him at his house because everyone knows where he lives. He doxes himself constantly.
Because
So-
again, he doesn't realize that people
Would you like some?
can see everything that
Yeah.
he puts
Um,
on the internet.
one of the relationships with the girls, like one story that surprised me the most was he had this girlfriend Julie who was a man pretending to be.
I'm icing my ankle.
Oh, are
Megan
you?
has some
Oh,
frozen vegetables on her ankle.
okay, nice.
Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good. Good. That's the ASMR
moment.
content.
Can I do another one?
Okay, sure.
Oh god.
Are you going? Do not spit on the mic.
I
That's
don't
disgusting.
want to know what that sounds like. I'm
I-
glad we
I
don't have
hear
headphones.
I'll hear it again on the replay.
I'm
of
really
that.
glad we don't have a mixer right now, so we all have headphones. I'm glad that I didn't
Yeah.
have to experience it.
I think it will be fine.
Anyways,
For the
sorry.
listeners.
Okay. So the trolls set up like this whole storyline. Like they set like storylines. It's like
People put more effort into this than most people put into their actual lives.
Yes,
Oh,
it
God.
is like these people are just as online as he is. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're spending their entire day making fun of an autistic guy on
That is
the
so
And
internet.
like flirting with
Strange.
him.
Yes, and pretending
Yeah.
to be women and,
Imagine-
and having cyber sex with him,
Yep.
Yeah.
and getting them
Sexing
to
him.
getting them to send them like sex tapes
That is
of
illegal.
himself. Yes.
Everyone, I want everyone to
There's
know.
also like they would also do shit like, so obviously he's a fan of like Nintendo.
Yes.
They send him a letter from the president of Nintendo saying that they have a job for him because they love Sonichu so much. He just has to send them a video interview so they can get acquainted with him. and he sends this video, and it is the cringiest thing you will ever see. It's this fat white dude looking into the camera, speaking broken Japanese that he's learned through anime, and bowing constantly, talking about how he's so great. It's bad.
Oh yeah, Chris. He is extremely racist.
Like not intentionally racist. He's like the good. He doesn't know he's being racist because that's all he knows. Like he doesn't know the grand scope of anything.
I would respectfully argue against that based on the Pickle Man incident.
I would respectfully argue that he becomes
racist.
knowingly racist.
Yeah.
As he's exposed to more and more dark parts of the internet, because eventually he moves from Kiwi to 4chan.
Yes.
Which, if you don't know what 4chan is, we're not going to explain it to you because you don't need to know.
It's like where the modern alt-right was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Q from QAnon.
Yeah.
4chan.
Okay.
Chris, you know Chris Chan was really cute this whole time.
That'd be
really
funny.
That'd make the most Machiavellian shit. Like he was like he like went to therapy, got control over his autism, became self-aware.
He reverse catfished all Pole.
Oh God.
I would shit my pants.
Something that surprised me was like, so he had this fake girlfriend Julie, and they made up a plot line where she was kidnapped by Mexican gang members. None of this ever happened, and so he drove from his town in Virginia all the way to Columbus, Ohio, without telling his parents. It's a 2-day long drive.
His elderly disabled parents that take care of him.
He managed to spend $400 on a 2-day drive, and everyone's like, "How did you spend that much money?" It's not. And gas prices were cheap anyway, but
snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah, it's a lot of snacks. His parent, so essentially, like his mom was a hoarder, and his dad was extremely old. He was like in his late 80s.
And also not necessarily a good guy.
No. Bob Chandler, his dad was also like he enabled both of his parents enabled his shitty behavior.
There is no good person in Chris Chan's story.
No.
This is so sad.
Oh, it gets worse.
I don't want it.
I know. I'm not really looking forward to this.
During his creation of the comic book, he expresses extreme amounts of homophobia and a fear of penises to the point he's scared to say the word and just calls them pickles.
Is this because of the sexual kind of abuse that he has been receiving on the internet?
No, this is before. No.
He's always been this way. He just
when he was in high school, he made a video like for a school project where he. This is like 2004. He just told people not to be gay, and then he's like,
if he's been sexually abused, it has not been brought to the internet's attention.
No.
There's no history, I believe, of him ever being sexually assaulted.
I believe in the mid 20-teens, so his father passes away, partly because of his age, and partly because of bug bites, because their house was a hoarder's nest, and it was disgusting. Like it should have been condemned. Chris burnt their house down because he had like a microwave in the bathroom and the door shut on the cable and made it like short or something. Okay. So it killed like all their cats and the entire Chandler household burnt up. And so at this point,
Chandler household, the Chandler
and the house,
residency.
the fall of the house of Chandler. And at this point, Chris begins identifying as a woman and changes.
Wait, what?
No, they become they're trans.
Transgender.
They become a woman.
However,
to this day, they still identify as Christine Chandler. So.
Notice the discrepancy in the way me and Dave were talking about it. There's very good evidence and theory out there that Chris did this as an attempt to get laid. That he is not actually transgender. That he has only been doing this to attract women who are, I guess, more open to relationships like that. So it's a debate as to whether or not he's been, or they have been serious about their transition. As one of the evidence is that the only thing he did differently was start wearing dresses and calling himself a girl.
And he also began he would go to like LGBTQ plus events and be she would go and be extremely creepy to women and homophobic. Like
there are a lot of hypocrisies here.
Yes,
like.
Chris. He's not a good guy.
Chris is the person that the alt-right fears that trans people are.
Yeah. Basically, he's like if a stereotype was a person.
Yeah. He is a caricature.
To skip ahead a little bit, I think it's time. So her mother
Developed dementia.
Develops dementia. She's morbidly obese, living in squalor.
Sole provider being Chris.
Chris is actually
no.
Christina's making the money.
How?
People are actually paying her thousands of dollars to write her Sonichu comic, even though she hardly ever delivers. Even though some guys like, I will give you $6,000 a chapter if you keep this going.
What the?
There's a concept online called whales, and they're people who just have too much money, and their perspective is they don't like the comic. The comic's horrible. Literally,
it's really
second
bad.
graders can come up with better stories and drawings. They just find the idea of inciting this guy to do something so fucking funny, and they have no idea how stupid it's going to get, like how bad it can get. Like, please let me see it. Please, I will do anything. I'll give you thousands of dollars. I just want to see how stupid you can make this.
That makes
Interesting.
sense.
Why aren't they called whales?
Because
big, I guess.
yeah, when you land one, they just keep giving and giving and giving.
All that nice blubber, which is money in this metaphor.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
like they're the people who in video games they don't mind microtransactions. They'll buy literally everything.
Raya.
Is there another chair?
This chair.
Well, she's resting her foot.
Ah.
He takes precedent.
We have a stool.
You're welcome.
All right.
Where's
So
that tiny stool?
It's right here.
no, we're starting. We're
Wait,
almost to the end of the Chris
This is
Chan
her
saga.
foot.
Oh.
Just move that anywhere. Yeah, it's a 360 mic. So
Nice.
okay, Zack Attack is in the house.
We're about to get to
kids.
the incident.
Okay, so
How
happened
recent?
last year.
Is this hitting
This-
I had a
this,
really high
we're in 20, we're almost in
No.
2021.
Sorry.
Alright.
The incident that we're about to discuss happened last
is-
year.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Sorry about it.
near the midpoint of last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Christine sells her father's prized stamp collection.
I got scared you were gonna say father's ashes.
She would.
Hold on. What do you mean?
This?
What do you mean she?
No, we're using she because they identify as a she. And
No,
we know-
you and I both know the only reason she goes by she. Damn it. He goes by
She-
Christine is
No,
because
no.
it is stated that Christian Weston Chandler said, "I'm gonna identify as a woman, so lesbians can't not be attracted
Okay,
to me."
even though he did say that out loud,
That
like
that is exactly
How
what it
about we
is.
just say they?
they. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
that. Let's do
Yeah.
that. That's a good compliment.
Like I said, it's
Yeah. So they
very, very.
So
evident.
they are still destitute, and they meet this new circle of friends known as the Idea Guys, which it's a new group of trolls, and they brainwash them to believe that there's a dimensional merge about to happen where like
Wait, what?
a dimensional. I know. Okay, I know. No, but this is like the greatest Final Fantasy plotline that was never realized.
Actually, pretty good.
I've read a lot of AU fanfiction based on the dimensional merge.
Again, the people who put effort into this put more effort than most people put into actual things that they
Yeah,
do.
this doesn't.
So-
why would you put so much time and effort into this?
Boredom.
whenever-
They are just as bad
Find
as
something
they are
else
as
to
she is.
do.
Honestly, like the trolls are
They.
just as bad as they are. Okay, that's hard. Like
Say whatever you want.
Grammatically, that's hard. Okay.
Yeah, we'll pick one.
Chris Chan for
Every,
years.
yeah, everyone gets a different one.
Yeah.
So
We all know.
So the idea, guys, get it into Christine's head that all fictional dimensions are about to merge into reality. Like imagine Optimus Prime is going to be
Oh my
real.
fuck.
So Sonichu's gonna be real.
Sonichu's going to be real, and Christine believes they're going to be a Sonichu goddess
Oh god.
with like an army of like their own characters to like take revenge on all those that were mean to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in their comic book, they would also depict people who wronged them getting tortured to death, like all
As
the
you
All
do.
principal of the school.
all the principal of the
I
school,
remember that.
all
As
in
you
the
do.
jerk off.
as you do, and the jerk off. So Chris is living with her mom. I think they have a house now. Her mother's bedridden, and then she confesses on a DM call to. I'm not gonna go to. I'm not doing details here. She has sexual intercourse with her mother,
No.
and her mother has
No.
dementia and is unable to consent.
No.
This reaches the police immediately.
As it should.
Like,
What the fuck?
Within like a day, they have gone there and like
Apprehended
Chris
them.
is in jail, and her mom is in a safe like adult living facility, funded by the state.
Because again,
So
Chris
is it
puts
actually
stuff
safe?
out on the internet,
Yeah.
not knowing that everyone can see it.
so
I
Chris-
didn't know that.
So
Oh,
Chris, yeah.
That's how everything
Yeah,
started.
Chris has his own wiki that he goes to and
The quickie.
edits himself.
Yeah.
The quickie. Yeah. He'll go through and say, this is wrong, and then do it, and just put a bunch of information on there. So-
Yeah, I'd like a good Chris Chan slideshow. It's really messy. You know, they're the same age as Prince Harry.
Oh.
Just like
Oh.
no, they're
That's
literally
weird.
the same age as Prince Harry.
I mean, I guess it's fair. Christian's been
I
around for
want
like
to see
20
that
years.
presentation. See, we should have been prepared with the presentation just so we could like understand a little bit more.
Oh no,
Well,
your
I was
reaction.
You don't want to understand. You don't wanna understand.
So the most recent Chris Chan news is that they sent out a letter from jail comparing the struggles in their life to that of Jesus Christ.
Oh, so they're still in jail.
They're still in jail.
This
Oh yeah,
happened
no,
last
they
year.
sexually
this happened
abused
last
This
year.
happened in
This is
2021. This
recent,
is
yeah.
recent.
Not only did they
What?
sexually abuse a, dementia-ridden old lady, it was their mother.
It was their mother.
Yeah, she's super in jail. Probably going to be in an asylum.
Yeah, they're
I
not
think
able
that
to
is
take
for the
care.
best.
I agree.
They're not able to take care of themselves.
No. And they'll finally be safe from all the trolls.
Yeah.
That really
Someone needs
don't
to
want
limit
them.
their internet.
No, they
time.
should be no internet.
Oh, if
for-
they're in an asylum, they don't get internet.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And especially if sexual assault that's considered a violent crime, no, she's not going to like.
this is the letter. This is the body of your and my soul partner, Jesus Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, speaking to you on her blessed behalf. I know everything,
No.
though Christine knows more from her experiences since our extended separation since September 16th, 2021. She shall return for me for the apex of our second coming. For those remaining who do not yet know, between Christine and I, combined and divided, we are the real player one, the one avatar. I, the body, am the one God body, and she and I are literally the full reincarnation of none other than Jesus Christ of Nazareth himself. The conclusion of the dimension merges completion and includes the completion of the collective shift for the majority that are good and those recoverable. From Earth 1218 to Earth 1C to 11987, and the second coming of Christine and I together again as your fully reawakened Lord, Messiah, Savior, God, and Judge over minority, who are the toxic, darkest sinners, haters, fakers, and darkest demonics, who shall be left behind on 1218 Earth to burn. We are now in Malachi 3 and 4 of the Old Testament, any Bible.
Oh no! I googled them.
Now you might think that the writing style is because of their slowly deteriorating mental state. Zach, can you enlighten us? Is this accurate to their original writing style?
this is how-
within like 5 words. You'd say, this is Christian. This is real.
Oh, God.
So for over 20 years, people have been reading a comic book serialization with this
With
garbage
this style.
fire of literature. We
I'm
Yeah.
starting to understand why people paid for the rest. That's
I would
just
pay for
so
this too.
unique.
Like no, but another funny detail about Christian before we move on is that he knew he had autism and he hated people of Asperger's with passion, and he
Okay.
refused to listen when people said like, "Oh, it's just like another form of autism." He would get very offended because he thought people of Asperger's were taking all the attention away from autistics.
Oh.
So the main,
And despite the fact that he knew there was a guy named, I think his name was Hans von Asperger.
Yeah.
That his disease is named after. He thought it was like ass and burger. Asperger.
That impression's spot on, by the way.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, he sounds real dumb too.
He's like, I'll pray you, Dad. I'm working on it. The reason I want to bring this up is because like Chris Chan was the first Let's player on the internet ever.
What?
Yeah, he recorded a video of him playing Little Big Planet 2 and put that.
An entrepreneur.
Yeah, like he was
Also a rapist.
yeah.
Don't forget that.
Don't forget that part. We gotta leave. And I do want to bring this up because like this is like the probably for a long time the most famously infamous autistic person, like, and I think like in that,
10.7K followers on Instagram.
She does.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Whoa. DM, send them a DM. Maybe they can answer from prison. Is that their mom?
That's what I figured.
Woo! So yeah, so I think Chris Chan represents the darkest side of the internet and how society can just fail to disable people at every corner, because there were so many safety nets he was allowed to slip through because people just didn't give a fuck. Like, he could have had the potential to be a functioning member of society, but because his parents basically enabled him and all authorities ignored him, he was allowed to become this monster.
I would say, though, that so many people have tried to help him, give him job offers and yada, and he has a good bit of friends. And every time he'll just ignore the job offers, he won't do anything, or he'll do it for a little bit, or his friends just, he just pushes away the friends, starts ignoring them, and yada yada yada.
I would say that's also a
Until-
symptom of his enablement.
Yeah.
And
He essentially spoiled. He was a spoiled child.
very much the definition of too little, too late.
Yeah.
In most cases, those scenarios would probably have gone by differently, but because the man was already in his 20s, late 20s, by the time these people started reaching out to him, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing that can happen now is they'll just be a ward of the state and get to live comfortably and safely. But, speaking of messed up childhoods, I want to talk about mine. This is the second...
Oh, wait. They are fully vaxxed.
Go,
Vaxxed to the max.
hell yeah. Chris Chan supports vaccine.
Retroactive by 30 years.
Oh, God. So this is where I want to transition to the second part of the podcast. So tell me, my friends, what do you think is your most formative childhood story?
When I was 3 years old.
I know the story.
When I was 3 years old, I was obsessed with the movie Toy Story,
Wait,
and
you
I
can
had.
remember being 3?
I can't.
This is
You
my
remember this
very
one
first
memory.
memory.
Oh my
I
God.
did that.
Very
2-year-old
first
memories.
memory. No. But I was still in Chicago at the time, and I had a Buzz Lightyear, a big foot tall Buzz Lightyear toy,
Which
and
are
I
the
would
best.
indeed, and he had the wings that clipped out,
that's cool.
and I'd fly him around, and we had a pretty large stairwell.
Oh, no.
And so I remember in the movie, he
Oh,
falls
no.
with style.
No.
And so I toss him, and I have a vivid memory of the crunch when his helmet smacks against the floor. And I wasn't even upset, my toy is broken. I remember just, looking up and being like, this is what life is. in 3-year-old memories.
So
but,
you became conscious of mortality.
Looking back at it, that's the feeling that I got is just, this will be a hard existence.
Realize that
I have
disappointment exists.
I have a long road ahead.
Essentially.
Life for
For us. It's a hard knock.
No, stop, copyright.
No!
We're gonna get sued.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I don't even remember getting sad over that. It's just,
God, now we have to worry about that.
no.
No, we don't. It's fine. My earliest memory was probably when I was 3, and that's when I realized I was going to get older and die, because my mom was like, "You're going to be such a big boy now, David." I'm like, "Wait, I'm more than 3," and she's like, "No, but you'll be 4 soon." I'm like, "Time," and then 5, then
Awesome.
6, 7.
You weren't excited. You were just like, oh, God.
Yeah, I was like, oh God. Also, puberty was such a weird time.
I don't have any memories. I have very fuzzy memories at 4. I remember dressing up for Halloween, which was a situation. That was definitely cultural appropriation.
Wait.
Excuse my
You-
mother.
You gotta elaborate on this,
People
bro.
didn't know
I
back
was-
then.
This was 2004-ish, I assume.
I was dressed up as and you're not supposed to say this, okay, as an Oriental. Yeah. Yeah. So that was a situation.
As a general, Asian person? Like, not even like a character from Mulan?
Like, I was supposed to be like a geisha or whatever.
Oh.
And yeah, so I remember dressing up as that.
Did you think it was cute?
I was 4. I didn't know what the fuck it
But
was.
just like, you know,
I mean,
you're
like-
like,
I was
that's cute.
I was dressing up, yeah.
So you're like,
Anytime you
yeah.
dress
It
up.
was asking if you were a cute 4-year-old.
Yeah, were you in, like, you're like, yeah.
Were you
Yeah.
This is a
hot
good
when you
day.
were 4?
Or were you like, oh, this is a bad day?
Sabado-kun.
I just remember being
Chris
dressed up in
Hansen's
my
We
mom
mom
talked
taking
about this,
pictures.
Dave.
But yeah, I don't have any memories really before that, so that's interesting. It always interests me when Emma says that she has memories when she was 3. I'm like, how?
Yeah,
do you
that
know?
happens.
Yeah.
Usually it's like 3 when you start making
Yeah,
memories.
I swear to God, and then like maybe I have one memory from when I was like very late, like a little bit before I turned 3. But it could just be because people told me about it. Then your brain makes the memory. That can happen.
Sometimes that happens.
Remember my dad got in like a car wreck or something, but it was fine. Like it wasn't a bad one.
Mm.
Yeah, because I was like in the car, so maybe like the fear triggered like
That
the
could-
memory. Yeah.
Definitely.
Actually, like I think my one of my favorite childhood memories is when my family has a small pond on our property, and I was fishing with my grandpa. Like I was a little kid, it's like that little like I had like a Scooby Doo fishing rod, and I fell into the water and. And I was wearing a life jacket, obviously, so I was like, kind of like floating around the pond. And my grandpa was like, "Hold on, boy!" And so he just casts the line out and hooks into the life jacket and reels me in.
That's so cute.
Dude.
Was it so fun?
Oh my
Just-
God.
I was not scared at all. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, no. Only now to think he could have hooked me in the fucking
No, but
face.
Yeah.
Like,
Your grandfather did a cost benefit analysis of hooking the jacket or hooking his grandson's face.
They're hooking the jacket and have it be really cool. He'll remember this. And look
Dude.
at this.
And your grandpa's like, I know how to fish. I'm confident.
yeah, no, my grandpa was a Giga Chad.
Yeah, he sounds like it. He sounds cool.
Guy.
No, very cool guy. We were he was fishing out of a canoe once, and the canoe and he was like pulling a bass up, and the canoe flipped, and he just like you could stand in the water he was in, like it was like only 5 or 4 feet deep, and he slipped like the bass over his head, soaking wet,
dude.
like he won.
That's cool.
Yeah. What about you, Tristan? What's your favorite story?
My favorite story?
Yeah.
Or just ass story.
Yeah, no, I don't like a lot of my childhood memories.
Fuck.
There's one that's funny though. My parents were, I was probably about 3 or 4.
Uh-huh.
My parents were roofing their house, and of course they were miserable
Yeah, that's the worst
because
job.
they were doing it themselves, and it was like in the middle of summer, and like it was a very clear day.
You like an army of Mexicans for that.
Anyway,
It's true.
to distract young Tristan, they decided to put on my favorite movie on repeat, which was Tim Burton's Batman and Robin.
Aw.
And
Wait,
every-
Tim-
That's a bad memory.
Wait, Tim Burton directed that? I thought that was like sweet. No, that was another.
he directed 3 of them, bro.
What the? He directed that piece of shit?
Yeah.
Dude, have you
I
ever
love
noticed
that
why
movie.
Johnny Depp's in there?
He's
No,
in.
he's not.
I was like, wait, what? Sorry. Back to what you were saying.
So I just remember, I know I did this several times, but I distinctly remember going outside and yelling at my dad, "Dad, rewind the movie," because I watched it like 6 times that day.
Wow.
Because little kids can watch the same thing over and over
Yeah.
again.
They really can.
And that's probably my favorite memory, just because it's so funny. Because 1, the movie's awful, but I love it, and 2, my dad was patient enough to come off of the roof again, probably more appreciative of the time to get off the roof than not, to come rewind a shitty movie so that I would stay inside and not be annoying.
I mean, that's what you have to
Well,
do.
it's like an hour and a half break, you know, like it's a break every hour and a half. No, sorry.
Oh, I was about to say,
No,
you
it's a-
don't have to like physically find a pencil.
That's the pencil method. Is like, no.
Now I think we had a VCR at that point that could rewind tapes.
God,
Wow,
I
so
I
advanced.
miss a VCR.
Why?
And it was kind of cool to hold like a fucking chunk of a movie in your hand.
It is.
It felt like weighty, you know,
so
like
much
If
movie.
you
So
if you
much movie.
If you like that about the VCR, you should use a laser disc. You know what a
Yes,
laser disc is?
If you throw a laser disc at someone, you could kill them.
It's a
So,
laser disc.
so
Oh, wait,
it's-
so- yeah.
Big DVD.
it is a record. So it plays like a music record,
Uh-huh.
where half of it's on one side, half the other. It's like it is a laser that shoots down into it and plays like a disc, but it only is like 30 minutes long. So every
I've never heard of this.
Oh, it was around for like 2
It
years.
sucked.
Yeah, it was
'Cause it
horrible.
was terrible.
Oh my
All the
god.
movies are cut short. The
Yeah, and
effects
if
are
they're
awful.
and if they're not cut short, then it's on like 2 or 3 discs, and
like-
so you're carrying around 10 pounds to your friend's house who probably doesn't even have a laser disc.
It's like how the video games on the PS1, like it was like Final Fantasy was like what, like 3 disc?
What?
Yes, I think it was 3 discs.
Yeah, 3. Yeah. It's like because it physically couldn't store enough.
Enough data. Yeah.
Like the way technology has advanced is fucking insane. Like we sent people to the moon on 8 kb. What's KB stand for? Kilobytes.
Ketabytes.
Keto. Ketamine. On 8 grams of ketamine. We sent those astronauts to the moon.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
Ah, yes, the famous upper ketamine.
Ketamine. And I wanna. What the fuck is a K-hole?
K-hole is where you take so much ketamine you literally can't move, and you start to dissociate.
Why do people want to
I
do
don't
that?
like that. I
Why
don't
would
like
people
that.
say
Same
What?
people
That sounds
like
scary.
to green out. Same people like to
Blast DMT.
yeah.
I mean, I was with this.
Same people like to get ego death.
Yeah.
Ego
You know,
death scares
I
me.
feel like if you do enough drugs,
I know
certain
multiple
spooky.
people have had ego death. Yeah.
at a certain point, when you do enough drugs, I feel like they have the reverse effect. Instead of like making your ego less, I know people that get such inflated egos after they do acid like a million times. Like, I know more than you. I've seen to the other side. I'm like, shut up! You took a fucking like hallucinogenic drug. That's it. You didn't meet God.
Yeah, he unlocked his mind, dude.
You
Your
took
third-
3 tabs. Your serotonin's fried, and now you're a little bit stupid.
And now you see
Period.
gray mist every few hours in your vision that's not there.
Oh, God.
No, I've known a guy that did so much acid he became dumb. Like,
Jeez.
I think you can fry your brain. You're the chemist, can you? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can damage the receptors by overflooding them.
why would anyone do that on purpose?
The worst
Cases. I don't know. What are you talking
villain
Oh.
of that is ecstasy.
Oh yeah,
If you do ecstasy within like 1 dose of ecstasy is a certain number of grams that I don't know. I'm not a big drug head.
yeah,
But say you do 1 dose of ecstasy, if you do it the next day, you're fucked.
you're like damaged for
For
life.
the next month, you will not produce serotonin.
Oh god,
Yeah.
There are certain drug routines that you can use to minimize the effects to like maybe for a week you're like, oh, I'm sad. But I know people who have done it like every day for a week.
why?
And at that point, it just gets worse and worse and worse because your body's saying, oh, we've got all this serotonin. Don't need to make any.
Fuck.
You know, your body's rapidly using it up. That's why you're so euphoric. You're like, oh, I feel so good. I have so much serotonin. Where'd it go? Oh, no. Back with my thoughts.
Damn.
And the more you get into psychochemistry and the chemistry of like how emotions and thoughts actually work, the more you realize we're really just a lot of chemical reactions. And when you don't have the happiness molecules, you really can only think about sad thoughts.
Oh Christ.
So if
So
you're
strange.
predisposed to be depressed or suicidal or have mental illness, without happiness, it gets real dark.
Hear that,
Real
kids?
fast.
Do not do ecstasy twice in a row.
Don't do it twice in a row.
You'll
A lesson.
you will give
You will
yourself.
be-
can-
you will
I
be
think
a
it's
sad boy for
I
a
think it's
very long
25
time.
days. I think.
Yeah.
It might be longer than that. Like I said, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm
So let's
not
go
a
ahead and
drug
wait 2
dealer.
months, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I'm on 2 ecstasy tabs right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm
Ecstasy tabs.
tabs.
Tabs
Yeah.
of ecstasy.
Tabs. Yeah.
He has 1 marijuana as well.
I injected DMT. Yeah, you can't do that, right? No, you can
You smoke DMT.
You smoke DMT.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dude, people that do DMT annoy me, but I kind of want to try it.
I was about to say, you're like, no, and then earlier today, you're like, Emma, do you think we can?
Shut up! Do not, bro.
Bro, don't name drop.
You should totally do
He was
salvia.
just-
I do not want to.
Theoretically,
Because like
hypothetical.
everyone says it's like you meet God, but it feels like 1,000 years. But
It's
it
the
takes...
chemical that's released when you die.
I'd be down for that.
Fucking stupid.
Did you guys have I'm not gonna name drop. Did you guys have a friend that did like ecstasy or something like?
Oh
My
yeah.
professor.
Ecstasy?
I have.
Yeah,
my-
You
my
sneeze in the direction, you probably
ex-boyfriend
find
did
someone who's done ecstasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. What do you act like when you're on it? Like, I don't.
Happy.
I was never around him whenever
okay.
he did drugs.
They're not bad. They're just happy.
Yeah,
A little
you
bit
get
horny.
giant pupils and you get really happy.
But most guys can't get it up on ecstasy, so it's... And they know that, and they're just like, well, I'm kind of bummed out about that, but I physically can't be bummed out, so I guess I'm just going to be happy about something else.
See, that's why you bring... That's why
Sounds kind of cool.
That's why you keep...
Girls on ecstasy are dangerous.
That's
Oh,
why... That's,
why?
Because they're also horny.
Oh.
We had a friend who did ecstasy with two girls, and at one point, one of the girls was like, take your belt off, take your belt off, take your belt off. He's like, I can't do it. She's like, do it, fucking get it off.
see, that's why you always keep your penis rod with you when you do drugs.
Wait.
Oh, you don't know what that is?
No, don't say it.
So you see, sometimes you can't get an erection in the
No.
moment you need to get one.
No.
So you just put a rod in your...
Oh, the sounding rod.
Sounding,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, the sounding rod.
So-
never leave home without.
Yeah, of course.
No, it has to be in the inside.
Pulls it out
doesn't
of pocket.
So-
if it's on the
I would-
outside, it'll like
I
chafe
could
the
live with
vagina.
myself.
So I see
Not
that
worth
you
it.
guys are not reacting well to this. He's only half lying.
No, yeah, I know.
There's a fetish called sounding.
No, we're not. No.
I'm physically going to vomit.
Okay.
It's so bad.
Speaking of
Look it up at home, kids.
kids, hey kids,
Search off.
safe search off.
Don't use incognito. It's fine.
look up extreme sounding.
No. Start with baby.
No.
I meant beginner.
No! The fact that people use baby nowadays to say beginner really bothers me. Because, like, I follow a lot of...
You do sensitive.
No, I follow...
Too exposed.
No, listen, I follow a lot of sex workers on Twitter, right?
Why?
Because they post great memes. Like, I'll send you...
I follow these sex workers for the memes, I swear.
No, I
This prostitute's
No,
just
No one
funny.
believes you every time you say that. He
No,
says
but-
that all the time. Wait, listeners.
She's so
David
clever.
says that a lot. I've never questioned it, but I've never believed it. I know that
That's
there are
questioning
other
it, Emma.
reasons.
Believe it. You can see my
Questioned
DMs.
it to his face. I've never questioned it to
I've
his face.
I've never spent a cent on OnlyFans.
Yeah, because they only accept whole dollars.
Yeah, but no, I don't. I don't spend money on that shit. But the thing that bothers me is because like sex workers will talk about like new sex workers that are getting into the business, and they'll use the term baby sex workers, and that bothers me to an extent that I
guess
can.
you just know, like you
So,
just have to know.
When
like, it's
you
not
just
a
say
baby.
like new, don't say baby. It's so weird.
Fair point.
It's like I'm a baby. I'm like, no, you're not. You're new. It's like imagine I'm a baby McDonald's employee. Oh, with my burger.
What?
Yeah, I think that's a symptom of overexposure
To sex workers on
to the
Twitter.
darkness of
Yeah,
Sex
maybe.
worker.
Oh God. Okay,
Also makes sense.
sex worker memes.
dude. I saved a sex worker on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, he did.
I did. It's
Tell
true.
them about it. Did
true
you tell
story.
the pod about it?
I not tell the pod about it. So me and some friends were on a road trip. This happened. This is this winter, and we were in Nevada right as that huge snowstorm hit. The car had 4 bald tires. We almost died. Got ran off the road a little bit by a semi truck. We made it. We made it to this hotel. We pull into the hotel. There's already like 4 or 5 inches of snow on the pavement because it's snowing so heavy and the wind's blowing so hard. And there's this woman, and her car is stuck. And all
Why
she
did your voice just all of a sudden change?
This is the serious.
There was
Dark.
a woman
in all
and her car was stuck.
and
Welcome
all
to the true crime part of the podcast.
and I could.
Still called
She was
Tartar.
desperately trying to shovel her car out. All she was wearing was a Santa hat, a Santa jacket, stripper boots. I don't know what they're called, and I think a thong. And I was like, she's going to freeze to death. I'm going to go help. And so myself,
The strippers don't get cold.
myself and my friend and her sister,
That's misinformation.
misinfo.
False.
So myself, my friend, and her sister went to go help her while their mother smoked a cigarette
And laughed.
and laughed at us. So we eventually help her get her car pushed out, the stripper get her car out. And she is clearly on something. Like her senses aren't making sense.
So she should not have gotten.
She should
her
not
car
have
out.
driven away. But at this point, I'm not
No.
going. I do not have the authority to detain the stripper on suspicion of like she's probably on cocaine.
Uh-huh.
And
I can imagine the cop like, Yeah, so.
And
Yeah,
so I'm like,
You know where you are, son.
I push her car, like, and we push it back and forth, and she gets free.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, this is Nevada. It's legal.
Yeah, Nevada. This is Christmas
Yeah.
Eve, so I watch her car drive off into the night, and that's how I saved a stripper dressed up as Santa on Christmas Eve.
It's a Christmas miracle.
I'm sure she made a lot of
Yeah, we're
deliveries.
cool.
A lot.
She's one of Santa's hoes. Ho-ho-hos. I don't know.
Probably canceled a few deliveries.
Yeah, there was one hotel employee there, and the hotel was vacant. I'm like, this motherfucker got bored and hired a stripper or a prostitute for Christmas Eve.
Wait, was he a hotel? Or
Yeah,
motel?
motel. Sorry.
No, man, they have them on like speed dial, bro.
Yeah. It's like, but you got to be some
No,
kind of.
for the clients. Like the clients, they know the code words. Like,
Oh.
hey, like, you know where I can meet someone around here? And they're like, yeah, I got you.
Do you think they asked for the Santa theme specifically,
Maybe.
I mean, it's
or was it
Christmas
like a
Eve,
promotion?
but yeah, I
But
was
dude,
gonna say,
Yeah.
you got to be some kind of down bad to hire a prostitute on Christmas Eve.
Maybe you
what if
just.
you're like a Jew?
Or Muslim.
Yeah.
Or
Hindi.
you just want a present.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you want a present.
Or you're
you
just
deserve
really
a
lonely.
present,
Oh,
You're
you're just.
not hanging out with your family.
Imagine hiring a prostitute
Couple
just to
extra
spend Christmas
kidneys.
morning with her. No weird sex shit. Just opening presents with prostitutes.
Oh my god.
That'd
Kinda
be-
sweet.
Now that's sad.
If I was.
I got you this present. I don't know you, so
Oh
I don't know
my
if
God.
you like it.
Oh
but I
my
want you to
god.
open
Okay,
it.
so
Can
there.
you just stand there and pretend to be my mom while I open
No,
gifts?
no.
That would be a little extra cash.
That'd be like.
I would do it though.
1 second.
25 to pretend to be your mother. 50 if you wear the diaper.
Oh, what? No diaper wearage. That freaks me out.
Freaks everyone out.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
everyone.
Not everyone. Some people.
I'm sorry, we're not a kink shame podcast.
not.
The summer before
Yeah, we are.
I went to college, the summer before I went to college, like,
No,
so there was this girl I was like hanging out with,
talking to.
talking to, from Lone Oak. And the point is, like, we drove around a bit, and then I get home, and my dad's like, "Where'd you go?" I'm like, and I'm 18. I'm like, I don't have to tell you anything. I'm like, I was just driving. Like, I literally could have told I was hanging out with a girl, but I was like, no, I was just driving around and like driving. My dad kept getting pissed. I'm like, fine, I was with a girl. We were just chilling and hanging out with each other. And then like,
Getting that Glug 9000.
and no. Oh, no. She's a good Christian girl. I asked for it. She said no, and I respected that. Also, my car's
Clarification.
Did you
Also, my-
say, can I get that glug?
no. This was
So funny if you
This was
did.
2018. This was 2018. This was like before Glock 9000. It was more. It was a different time with more manners. It was like, "Madam, will you please perform oral sex on my penis?" That's the way you ask for a
On my
blowjob.
pee-pee.
On my pee-pee. My pee-pee is hard. I don't know what.
my pee-pee,
Will you-
please?
I don't know. So the next day, I'm having like an allergic reaction. Like one of my eyes is almost swollen shut.
no.
My pollen. And my dad thinks this is the good time to ask me if I was hiring prostitutes. I was like, no, what the fuck? Jesus.
Your dad is the funniest person alive.
No, that was the most.
You got pink eye from a prostitute's booty hole.
No, that's not what
He
happened.
was like,
Yeah, when he's snorting cocaine out of her butthole.
Yeah, that is.
She
Wait a
farted.
second. So you paid her and you couldn't give it a blowy?
No, I didn't pay. Oh, fuck you. I didn't pay her. We were friends. Oh god.
that's a beautiful story.
God, no, dude. Okay, like most of my like adolescence experience can be just like summed up as one cringe moment to another. Because I don't remember the happy things. I just remember the cringe.
Oh, I remember happy and cringe.
Well, it's like I had happy things, but the cringe sticks out more. Like it's like a survival thing.
I
That
mean,
way,
yeah.
it's that way I don't make the mistake again. My brain's like, don't do that again.
Well, I feel like that's what for everyone.
Okay, I'm happy it's every one thing.
Yeah.
Raven, what's like your cringiest story of like a guy asking you out? I love asking like
Oh,
people these questions.
I don't really have a cringy one of a guy asking me out. It's always just like, do you want to go out with me? I don't have, like, no guy's just been, like, super weird and, like, followed me and stalked me and then been like, do you want to go out with me? No, that hasn't happened.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately.
Did you say, oh, I thought you said
Yeah,
unfortunately.
me too.
Unfortunately.
Disfortunately.
Everyone needs a good stalker story.
I know.
I do have, like, a really weird story,
Do tell.
but it's not about me.
Great.
Okay.
Use fake names.
Okay. So there was this boy, And
Once upon a time, there was a boy.
And
Yes.
once there was a kid who...
they met on a dating app, okay? They met on Tinder.
As you do.
And I'm not going to name names. And...
Are they are they people I know?
No.
Okay, cool.
But he came over because, they were going to do things and stuff.
Yeah,
and then
do
they
things.
did things and stuff.
They
and
did
it was
things?
good, and then they threw the condom away afterwards, okay? It was in the trash can.
Okay.
And he gets up to leave. And he goes, I'm going to need that back.
No!
Wait. The girl goes, what do you mean? What do you need back? And then he goes, the condom, I'm gonna have to get that. And she goes, why? And he goes, you never know who you can and can't trust. And so she gets the condom out of the trash can, she hands it to him, and he leaves. And then he texts her like 3 days later, and he's like, so when are we gonna hang out again? And she said, no.
She said, you don't know who you can trust these days.
Yeah.
So okay,
So this became Condom Boy.
Condom Boy, like, man, he did not trust those
There were
hoes.
so many ways that story could have gone, and I think that is probably the best way it could have gone.
Yeah,
I just-
the best
I
way.
can't imagine meeting someone on Tinder and then like being like, I need that condom back.
If
Oh,
you
I'll be
want
taking.
to get
We'll
rid-
be taking that, man.
He ain't trying to become a father.
I don't want the government to clone me.
If you're gonna take it off, you need to take it off and go flush it or something, and not be like, I'm gonna throw that in the trash
Yeah,
just so I
because
can get it out again.
Yeah, because like she like took it off of him and put it in the trash.
If you
Don't be a dummy.
want your own
you
leftovers,
go.
you need to take it your own leftovers.
Do not call them
You
leftovers.
need to take it off your own cock.
No.
You need to take it off yourself.
Yeah,
we-
don't be a dummy. Take it off and come on our tummy.
Can we?
Yes.
Can
You
we,
get it.
Follow the simple rhyme, kids.
Yeah, actually, then that would have worked. You can't scoop it up.
It's just a strange encounter.
Exactly.
I have to get it in there. Ow!
You would see. Then
Whoa.
you would take your t-shirt, clean it up.
Take your shirt.
So
And
that's
clean
a weird
it up.
story.
Yeah.
Oh
The
god.
options.
I think we need to go back to calling dicks like I want to go back to calling them Johnsons. It's more
Johnson.
my
That's
Johnson.
awesome.
Yeah,
Please
it is
do.
Ma'am,
cooler.
can you please touch my Johnson?
Johnson.
I don't have a Johnson. I got a John.
I have a so there's three tiers like
I got a JJ.
John, there's like JJ, John, Johnny, then Johnson.
Johnson.
That is
I've got a motherfucking Johnson.
Johnson.
watched
I got
this
that
one
Johannes.
anime.
Johannes.
There's this one anime, the whole show, the main character calls it a Johnny. In the whole show.
Yeah, a Johnny.
I was like, that is so strange.
So do you guys care? Oh my god. I kind of want to share one of my cringe stories. Like when I was in eighth.
Go
Oh.
for
Let's
it.
cringe. Let's
You
cringe
already are
together.
embarrassed. You haven't even told us.
When I was in eighth grade, I asked this girl out who I had no chance with.
Cringe.
So socially awkward. Oh. I didn't do anything bad. I was like, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she was like, no. And I was
Aw.
like, oh, I'm so dumb.
Shooters shoot their shots.
We had shot my shot, and I
I
felt.
have this weird thing where I would
Okay.
go up to boys. I mean, because I don't get embarrassed very often. I was talking to Emma about this, but when I do get embarrassed, my whole entire body turns red. And I just was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to be embarrassed ever. And I would just go up to boys and I would be like, you're attractive. And then I would walk away.
Why would
Yeah.
you walk away?
Raven,
Just to tell them.
you made those guys go home and just sit in a room and what does that mean?
That would make my month if
It
a
would
girl,
make their month,
yeah.
but for the next 24 hours, you fucked them up.
Yeah, they're like,
No,
what?
that's
So
the
beautiful.
thing.
But I miss an opportunity.
They're like, bro, you don't play COD tonight? I can't.
I'm thinking.
They just sat in their room, just.
I
Does that
knew
make
in my
that stuff
head that it would make them feel good, and I was like, might
Yeah,
as well. I mean, if I
probably.
think they're attractive, why
They
don't I
earned
just
it.
do it?
Yes.
But, like, what in Raven's 7th, 8th grade head? She was like, yeah, do that. Why not?
It was smart.
That's pretty good.
I supported it. I was usually there, like,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
seriously.
Emma, do it with me. Fuck no.
That's cringe.
Live your best life, not with me though.
That's literally Emma's motto.
When
Live your best life.
live your best life, but not
But not with me.
Oh my god! When I was like a junior, I was a sophomore. I was going to prom because I was taking a senior as my date.
Oh,
Nice, dude.
Giga Chad
Oh,
move.
the
But then,
lady.
but like one moment kind of soured the night because there were two girls I kind of knew from Spanish class, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to take a picture together?" Like, not even like, and one of them literally goes, "Ew," and I was like,
Aw, no,
like,
that's
se-
funny.
like
God.
self-esteem shattered.
Oh, I
But-
can one up that.
No, like, I would say, like people in high school really like fucked up
They
my
don't know what
perception of
they're
myself.
saying.
Like no,
Like they don't know the impact. That
Like
that
I
has.
thought I was
Yeah.
like hideous until I was like 19.
No, they were just like
Yeah, I thought like
being rude.
yeah, people made me think I was like so physically unattractive. It was so bad.
I literally had people tell me they thought I was a school shooter.
That is so
That is so
bad.
rude.
No.
I wore a lot of hoodies because I'm a large guy. I don't like to show my figure, and I have a very blank facial expression when I'm not around people. I usually just look mad, and I don't talk a lot. I don't like to talk.
Yeah, fair.
Usually, I've learned to talk since then, but for a long time I was very quiet. But I'd get close to the teachers. Usually, I always found adults more fun to talk to than kids my own age.
They're easier to talk to.
They're easier to talk to.
Way
They're
better.
supposed to pretend to like you, unlike kids your own age.
Yeah.
And then I start to get friends, and everybody realizes, oh, he's a nice guy. He's not that bad. And for some reason, some people every year would feel the need to tell me, like, yeah, I thought you were gonna be like violent some days.
Jesus Christ.
It's like
it's awful.
you didn't have to tell me that.
Also,
Yeah.
telling someone that who could potentially be a school
Yeah.
shooter, do you think that
They're not getting the text now.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's so.
I might have. They were pretty. I might have sent them. No.
I kind of want to say this for a different like podcast. Talking about school days, but like my school days podcast would be fun. My
Shitty anime.
my math teacher like literally prevented a school shooting. But
Nice. You know who didn't prevent a school shooting? Tristan.
wait, what? Wait, what?
Okay, so I was a janitor at my high school for like 2 or 3 years, and I was walking around outside, and I see this kid's binder. And I'm like, okay, I'll see whose name it is. If I know them, I'll contact them. If I don't, like, I'll just leave it there so they can pick it up. And I look at it, and it's like just loose leaf paper, and it's like a list of things. And I'm like, that's weird.
Oh fuck!
And like no names or anything, like a little sketchbook, like with dates and shit. I'm like, that's weird. Put it down, go back about my day, and I come to school the next day. Nothing happens. You know, of course they didn't announce it to everyone. And then I go to the office with the other janitors. And I'm like, bro, did you hear about like the school shooter? I'm like, no. What are you talking about? They're like, yeah, they found like this binder outside,
Oh, no.
and it had like a list of like trench coat, AK-47,
You didn't read
so
the
many
list?
bullets, and I'm like, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, they called the cops and like arrested him. Apparently, like he had this whole plan. Like he had times and places he's gonna be at. I'm like, weird, really weird. So kids, read carefully. Reading comprehension is important,
The lesson of
and
the story.
don't just don't be stupid. I was very stupid. Luckily, I left it still out in public, and someone else
Yeah, I was
who's
about to
not
say.
as dumb as I am read the same shit and said, "That's dangerous."
That is a problem.
Like the school.
At least you didn't prevent it, but someone did.
Someone did.
There was a but. There's a but.
I
Yeah.
could have thrown it away.
You left out the
I could have
but,
thrown it
so you
away.
left
But-
it
yes,
really
it did
bad.
actually happen. I'm sorry.
But without his
Sorry to
list,
I got
disappoint
kinda
you.
scared.
without his list, I don't think he could have done the shooting. Like if he needs to organize that.
No, he had to have the list.
Yeah,
Like
you
without the
need a
list,
list.
he could never.
Like
Can
if
you imagine a school shooter not checking their pocketbook? Like, oh, I'm supposed to be on the 3rd floor right now.
Did you guys see like the fucking like you know the guy that shot up the Parkland place, like Parkland in Florida, like happened in 2018.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even want to say his name because fuck him. I watched the interview after he was arrested, and it's on a YouTube channel. I'll give them a shout out, even though they're way more popular than us. Like JCIS, like in like psychology or something. And so this guy, like he like analyzes the video of his interrogation and makes comments, but he's pretty quiet most of the time. And so the guy that does it, he's saying like the shooter's saying like the demons made me do it, man. these demons, man. And then by like the halfway mark, the cop is having none of his shit. He's like, so the demons made you go to the gun store 2 weeks ago, buy an AR-15, then buy the ammo for the AR-15, then buy a duffel bag for the AR-15, and then go there at this time and film a video on YouTube talking about how you can't wait to shoot up your school. He was like, yeah, the demons did.
Suspicious.
It's a pretty convincing argument.
I mean, what if it fucked up if it actually was demons? Oh, Christ.
Someone's got some explaining to do.
Some demons. Don't demon-splain. Don't demon-splain to me.
Okay. I came here to have fun.
That's
on
the
a
bar
podcast.
that we're at now.
Sexist demons.
Perhaps.
They're not okay.
But yeah, one, don't be a janitor at your own school. That's a bad idea. And two,
It seems like a way to get picked on.
no, they couldn't, because I was a big scary guy.
And you had like the broom with the razor blade on the end.
Okay, yeah.
killing-
So I carried a broomstick with like it was like a handheld razor that they just screwed onto the end of the stick because I scraped up gum off the concrete because that's what janitors do. So a couple kids would come up to me, and some people would just ask innocent questions. Like I directed a lot of people to the office and like made sure that people knew where they were because the campus kind of got maze-like there at the end. But a lot of kids would like fuck with me, like, "Hey, don't you go to school here?" It's like, "Yeah." Why the fuck are you doing this? I'm getting paid.
Then you slash it with the razor blade.
Well, if they kept messing with me and they started laughing, I don't have good finger dexterity, but I have strong fingers. So I would twirl the broom handle really fast in between all four of my fingers, and I would just be like, "Yeah,
Oh my god.
As a razor blade is flying on like this 4-foot broom handle, just like, you want to keep talking? And they, of course, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And also, I got a sense of, I got kind of inflated ego, seeing as I was a janitor. I was like, I can tell kids what to do. So when I would work inside, they'd be like, hey, there's some dickheads lurking around on the second floor. They need to get out. I'm like, okay. So I'd go up there and I'd just fucking yell at them, just like rain hell down on them. And for a lot of them, they didn't know that I was also a student. They'd see me the next day, and be like, what the fuck? I was like,
That's funny.
It's no
It
my
would
fault I'm
work.
25 in high school.
I gotta help back.
No, we had a guy that was fucking, I think, 18 as a sophomore in our high school.
Oh.
That happens.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Jeez.
He got held back in the
I know a
8th
couple
grade,
people
like,
who should have
3
been 18 as sophomores.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
There are some people I don't understand.
No Child Left Behind fucked a lot of kids.
And they should be left behind.
Fucked up a lot of kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Then they wouldn't be stuck in the 8th grade. for
I think,
years.
well, like, we need menial laborers, too. I think public school might be a mistake.
No Kids Left Behind was the thing that said you couldn't repeat grades.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, repeating grades was a thing until No Kids Left Behind.
That was the Bush thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, going back to the whole 4-year-old Raymond dressed as a geisha, I have pictures
Yes.
now, so that y'all can see
I will not
them.
put it on the podcast.
Aw, it is cute.
That's
I
pretty
mean, we do have
bad.
to admit that.
Okay, for all of you guys at home, she's sitting there wearing a triangular-shaped hat. She has two giant buck teeth.
No.
And a Q.
I was literally 4 years old.
It's
I
like a
had no
martial arts
control.
outfit. What do they call
Looks
those?
like Gohan, kind of, from Dragon Ball Z. Like Kid,
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I can
like
see
Kid
that.
Gohan.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach, so what's like your worst date story?
Worst date story? Oh, I got
I'm
time.
intrigued.
Let's see.
You have time?
You know who to say.
Oh, do it.
Damn, Raven, she's just like, you went on
Yeah.
dates.
Zach,
No, I
Zach
just meant like that. You have a lot of bad dates?
he has a personality like you would. Like,
Dude.
you can't be that
dude,
funny
babe,
for a love trauma.
Babe. The one that immediately comes to mind is in, I think it was our
on
junior
YouTube.
year of college.
Your junior
One
year.
of our friends tried to set me up with one of her friends. Doesn't go to college with us, goes to some other college. I
In,
met
like,
this girl.
Memphis.
Lion or tigers? Like
We don't know. It was an
I
art
don't
school.
know.
It doesn't
was some
exist
weird
anymore.
art school that
They,
doesn't exist.
they probably didn't have a sports program.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
makes,
I had no clue who this was, but apparently she was around, and I just never noticed. But I was being nice to my friend, so I said, sure, I'll go out with
Also,
this girl.
sometimes random dates are fun. Like they
Indeed.
Yeah,
can
they
be.
can be.
Apparently
Who
not
knows?
in this case.
Who knows? So, got her number. She gave me her number. We decided we're going to go see a flick. and not have dinner.
So
I
sad.
took
That was
I
adorable.
took,
Let's go see you, please.
I took this dame to a moving picture. I'm one of those.
Dude, I had to actively think. I can't say we went to the pictures. That's what I
We
usually
went to the
say. It's like,
pictures.
fuck, what do I say? What do kids say these days?
Zach saw Mad
I
Men
like
one
that.
time and said, "That's what I'm going to be."
This is my person. That's when you're autistic.
That
You're
is
like,
my
I'm gonna be John
personality.
Hamm.
I am John Hamm from Mad Men.
I base my personality off of Russell Crowe from Gladiator. In the back.
Anyways,
That's the
Oh,
worst.
sorry.
Anyways,
sorry.
children. So we agree that we're gonna go see a movie, not get dinner beforehand.
Justice.
I go. She comes to my place and we drive together, and she says, "Hey, I haven't eaten yet." And that was the first red flag. It was not that she hadn't eaten yet, but the fact that we go to this like pub place that's not there anymore, and we sit at the bar. She orders something off of the kids menu and stares straight forward because I'm sitting next to her, and doesn't say a word for pretty much the whole dinner.
Oh my god,
So
that
I
happened to
think-
me before.
It's the worst, but that was okay. We go to the movie theater. I let her pick. It was fucking Justice League. She picked Justice
Oh
League.
god, the Sweden Justice. Oh yeah, it had to be Sweden. Yeah.
The original one. I
Oh,
know.
Whedon. You're
And
Second
Josh
red
Whedon.
flag.
yeah,
Anyway.
second red flag. Third red flag is I tell her
Might
I'm going
take
to
a
go to the
second to
bathroom.
pop up.
Go to the bathroom. Come out, and she's not waiting for me. And the film's already like just started, so I have to go in there, and this girl that has been staring straight forward this entire
can't
time.
find
I
her.
just like, oh shit, what does she look like? What does she look
Fuck.
like? Sitting there in the dark room.
That's my biggest
She-
fear. Oh no.
Yeah. She looks at me. She doesn't wave, but she looks. So I'm like, okay, let's say that's her. And I still don't know if it was. I think it was. But anyway,
So you went on a date for rando?
essentially, it was a girl I
gets
didn't really
worse.
know. She
Oh,
apparently
okay.
was around. So we watched the movie. That's fine. She apparently is having a good time.
How'd you make it?
So
Oh, red flag. Red flag number 3. Liking the Justice League.
yeah. So didn't want to say anything about the Justice League, but I say, sure, it was okay. She says she's having a good time in the date and wants it to keep going. So we just walk around. We end up at like UCA to walk around. And
Still
we
not
end up-
really looking at him.
Yeah, no. And we get on those bench swings, right? So we're sitting on the same
I'm
bench
nervous.
swing. And the whole time, except for the last maybe 5 minutes, she is staring straight ahead as we're talking. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl?
You wanted to-
And
Is
so
she blind?
she's not blind. I figured it out. And I think that's weird. And I take her home. I take her back to the apartment. She gets in her car. She leaves. She gives me a nice little one-armed hug. Woo.
although
And
those
so
hurt.
I didn't
Sounds
even
like
ask.
a weird ass situation.
Yeah.
It was weird. I didn't even ask the friend that set us up. Apparently, the girl I went on a date with and the friend that set us up just talked about this. And my friend just decided to tell me. She said, yeah, this girl said that she was having a real hard time looking at you because your eyes were just too pretty.
Just no.
And I am still pissed off about that to this day. It's one of those like
Zach,
arbitrary
I
phrases that
can't
upsets me.
look at you.
You're
your
too pretty.
eyes are too pretty.
This is one of those things where you're like, okay, Zach, you're fucking full of shit.
Yeah.
I know the girl who said this, and she 100% is like, no, this is actually what happened. And also, this is not the first or the last time that this has happened to Zach.
The eye thing?
Yeah, because
Yes.
those who don't know Zach, he has
Look at
piercing blue
Yeah.
eyes.
They're
Like, very pretty
beautiful.
eyes.
I
I
know.
can look at it.
But like,
normal
wouldn't you
eyes.
want to look like okay?
I know I
If I'm
want
on
to
a
look.
date with
Sometimes
someone-
I look at Emma and I don't just mean to. I'm just staring at her eyes like
Aw.
they're pretty.
That is the
Aw,
sweetest
that
thing
is-
I've ever heard in my life.
You're clipping the audio. Clipping the audio, dude.
I'm clipping. I'll clip it. No, it's good.
Don't
Yeah.
take out my.
No.
beautiful-
No, we'll do like an Emma ASMR compilation.
Thank you. Oh my god, that'd be my dream.
Oh god, I'm trying to think of my like worst actual date, not worst like attempt at a date.
Oh my god, I know my worst date.
Oh.
Holy.
Okay, just interrupt me.
Oh,
All right,
I'm
fine.
sorry.
No,
this
you go
one
ahead,
is
you go.
So
You
said you
bad.
were thinking.
Okay,
Fuck you.
fuck you. Okay,
Okay,
you're also right.
So this was during COVID times. I lived at home with my parents.
Worst time to
and
date.
I was literally going crazy. I didn't see hardly anyone.
Mhm.
I saw Emma.
Yeah.
I saw Emma
Me.
all the time.
Relatable.
Relatable.
Not the Emma part, but going insane.
Yes, I thought I was gonna go insane. And then I was like on dating apps, but not really using them because I'm not very good at using them. That's a story for another time. Anyways, and so I matched with this guy. He was a cutie. He had really curly hair, and his pictures were fun. Like he looked like he would be fun, you know.
Yeah, fine.
And I was like, okay, we're gonna hang out. And then we go to this taco place. Taco place is great. We're in the car, we're talking and stuff. He cannot stop talking. Like, he talks and 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 he talks. And we get to the taco place. The tacos are super tasty. I'm glad he took me there, like, very authentic. The people are so nice. We get in the car and he's like, yeah, we could drive around a little bit. We drove for 4 hours.
What the fuck?
You were getting
Where did
you
you
kidnapped.
go?
That was like, that's like
We
the.
drove for 4 hours.
I would be
This
like calling
man's-
911 on the side of my
This
phone.
man's
Yeah.
The first 2 hours, I was like, okay, this is kind of funny because he was just telling me all these stories about himself. This man is insane. The amount of drugs he does, the amount of things that happened to him in high school. He got kicked out of a class or school. No, he got kicked out of school because he wrote this thing about porn and his math teacher, and the teacher saw it. Yeah. And, yeah.
Nice.
You made a math teacher fanfic?
And it's just like, it was insane. He talked about what happened to him during spring break and how, like, he met all of these people and drugs, and then he goes, yeah, he's so smart, such an intelligent man. But
Well, that's what he said about himself.
no, just the way he was talking, the schools that he went to, he is a smart mofo, okay?
Okay.
But he has no perception of what it means to take someone on a date. We drove past Petty Jean. We drove up Petty Jean. We drove sideways to Petty Jean. We drove to all of these places you don't understand. And then he
So you're not like in a city. You're
No.
like
In the woods.
in the fucking woods.
Did you ever consider calling the police?
I would roll out of the
okay,
car.
You were
like-
trusting.
I
You're like,
know
is
this.
good.
There was no way
Yeah.
he could have hurt me. Like, none. I know it
Yeah.
sounds scary, but there was no way he could have hurt me.
So he was a
It
beta
depends
male.
on the man.
And
I'm kidding.
it was insane. 4 hours of my life I spent in that car. And then I got home and I was like, okay, COVID happened for a reason. You need to be dating right now.
Yeah.
Sign from God.
So yeah, that was the worst date. One of the worst dates I'd ever been on. When I got home, I said, I don't believe I want to go on another one. And he goes, oh, okay. And then he drove away.
Maybe the real COVID was the first.
Some say he's still driving today.
Yeah, he is.
This man's was insane.
That's really funny. I took a girl on a date once. We drove around for like 5 hours.
Yeah. What? Oh my god.
We went digging and she never came back.
Yeah, like went out to the woods, and then she just shot herself in the back of the head and then buried herself. It was crazy.
Bleach all over a dead body.
Dude, hose these days. Hose these days.
Oh, something really funny. I forgot about this. We
Okay.
stopped in a church parking lot because, like, I had to
As
pee
you
really
do.
bad. And so I peed in the church parking lot because guess what? We were on Petty Jean and there was nowhere to pee. So that also
So
happened.
mad.
Nice.
Let me tell
Yeah.
you, I would be so angry.
Well, he got what he wanted out of the date.
Yeah.
We did ruin one of Emma's dates not too long ago.
Oh yes.
What happened?
Tell them.
What do you mean we ruined it?
It was not. Yeah, it was not y'all.
What happened?
Okay. Dave, you're probably best at this.
Wait, Friday night?
I was actually having
was-
fun. I was
it was
having
so
a
much
good
fun.
time this whole time.
I
I didn't
did
know
not
there was
feel
a
that.
single problem.
Friday night or Ruben?
No.
Ruben.
The sandwich
Okay, we might have hyped him up a little bit.
Okay, the
But-
rocket surgeon MMA man.
Rocket surgeon MMA man. Oh my god.
We've
God.
been hanging out with this guy. Emma brought him over for a date, and we're hanging out all night. Like he's vibing pretty well. He's a pretty chill guy. And then somehow we drive to Waffle House, and then once we're out of the, I'm sorry. Okay, for those of you listening, Raven just got a bunch of grapes out of my fridge and is eating them out of the bag.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay. So we go to Waffle House, and the rocket surgeon will not stop doing like he's Hispanic, but he puts in the most racist Hispanic accent.
Like,
and
hey, cabrón.
hey, cabron!
So good.
I was so furious.
And
I
Emma
told
was
him to
pissed,
I was
like-
like, you cannot do that in the restaurant. I know we're at a Waffle House, and I know it's 2 a.m., but you can't do that inside. There are people in there. Some of them are Hispanic, I think.
He's also Hispanic.
But that's fine. fine. I don't care, but I didn't like it. And so I was like, don't do that inside. And guess what he did inside?
He did that hilarious accent.
It was
Not
so
just that,
funny.
it's also just that if you are a guy that I just am hanging out with, I brought you somewhere, and you do something that I tell you not to do, I do not like that.
That's typically how people operate.
I
I
don't see it.
not
Well,
I don't
so-
understand.
Emma doesn't like it when people disobey her.
Yes.
That's very
Ever.
true.
But he
Don't
was
ever.
vibing with us.
Yes.
I'm glad that
Thank
y'all
you
were having
very
fun,
much.
but I didn't know if y'all liked it or if y'all were like, this is weird.
We
or y'all
corrupted
were like,
him.
this is funny because she's
It only got weird when
honestly-
it got awkward between you two.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
feel awkward
When
at
we
all. I was
were-
just like, shut up.
Because he was like,
When
I'm
we were
sorry.
still here, he
They
was
just
still
like-
doing funny voices.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was probably our fault.
I'm
No,
so- I'm so- I'm-
I think
I
we
did
somehow
not-
we
enabled him.
and I was like, this is what happens when men get together. The collective IQ drops. Like, it's like, I think it's like, divide the average IQ by the number of guys in the room, and that
Yeah.
becomes the new IQ for each guy.
Honestly, there is a good percentage chance of us just going,
sorry, I got started. No, we've done that before. One time, Heston had his girlfriend over at his apartment, and we were playing Smash Bros in the living room, and Tanner and Paxton just start making monkey noises. So me and Heston start making monkey noises. His girlfriend's in his room doing homework, like trying to study, and we're just like screaming. I start like punching the floor like a gorilla, and we're like, Tanner's like doing this jumping thing like with four.
How does this come over your body?
I don't. It's a natural.
it's so
natural.
fun!
No,
It's,
it's not.
it's a
Natural.
natural instinct.
No.
Like wow.
And
Yeah,
honestly,
right.
everybody in the room is 100% 5 seconds away from decking the person next to them.
Yeah, no, it's like it's almost like we're like establishing dominance.
Like, it could be,
Yeah.
you could be brothers with these guys, basically. If you start hooting and hollering, you're 5 seconds away from having a brawl.
Yeah,
That's
no.
rough. And this is a
If you start
woman in
hooting
the
and hollering,
room.
you're 5 seconds away from having a tussle. A hoot nanny.
God. Okay,
Nanny? I
so
did not know this existed.
so during COVID, I had 2 really bad dates. The only 2 dates I had. No wait, I had 3 dates during COVID.
The only 2 dates that I have ever
ever
had.
had.
We're
And,
so bad.
I'm normally used to paying for them. They typically go better when I pay, but that's a different story. That's a joke. But
Hey, brother.
I went up with this one girl who was like an actual white supremacist.
No, David, that's so bad.
I didn't know she was a white
I mean,
supremacist.
how can you?
She was
Go
like
on a
back
date.
here, and we were talking, and the subject of like,
White supremacy came up.
and I was like,
As
yeah.
it do. As it do.
What did you say? You were just like, I really love the minorities. What about you?
I was like, I don't know how it came up. I think like she was talking about her like politics, and she's like, "Oh, I'm very conservative." I'm like, red flag. I'm like, what kind of conservative? I'm like, maybe she just wants there to be less regulations on corporations, which is like, she's like, no, I think I think the Jews control the media. I'm like, damn it, she was hot too. So I was like, oh no, no.
But do the Jews control the media?
The Jews do not control the media.
And that's why she's on the dating apps.
Yes.
She's
She
like,
made
yeah,
me
I really
laugh.
like Laura Boebert.
No, here's what I like.
Lauren?
You know, I did my part as a liberal and made her walk home.
Damn.
I was like, get out of my apartment
She's
because
on the streets.
Wait, did you actually?
Yeah,
She was hot.
Wait, you actually made her walk home?
yeah, she was a white supremacist, so it's like
She can use her white privilege to get home safe.
I was like, get out of my house. That's literally what I said. Like, get
What
out
did
of
she say?
She's like, okay.
Oh. She said, deuces.
Nice.
I was like, I've dated black women before. Then she called me a slur I can't say on here, and I was like, get out of my house.
This
She
escalated
called you a
quickly.
slur?
Yeah,
Damn. Which one?
No.
I can't.
I'm genuinely thinking, like,
I can't say it. I literally can't say it.
dude, I'll cover this thing with my hands.
No. And then there was another one I went on a date. It was like normal for the most part, but then like the girl drops, oh yeah, my brother goes to the such so and so school. I'm like, wait, your brother? I'm like, wait, what's his name? What's his name? And she's like, blank blank. I'm like, then like her face slowly became his face in my eyes. I'm like, no.
Oh man, I got a story
Duh.
too.
Oh, I couldn't do it. It was too weird. I was like, I don't like your brother, and you look too much like him. And then later, it turned out my gut instinct of judging a book by its cover turned out to be right, because she turned out to be nuts and like really abusive and toxic. to another guy she went out with. Granted, I don't know whether she would have dated me or not, but I still count that as a bullet dodged.
Yes, it definitely is.
Pretty good.
What's your story, Raven? I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Oh, because I kind of interrupted you.
No. You did.
So my friend Saul, we went to a club for his birthday, and there was this guy there, and I was maybe a little bit more than tipsy, but there was this guy there,
British.
and I danced with him, and it was like a really good time, and he was so much fun, and it wasn't just, it was like we were actually dancing, you know?
Oh, like jitterbug. Like,
Yeah, exactly, yeah, that's
Doing
what
the
we
twist.
did.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Do the
And
twist.
then, but I never got his phone number. I never like asked him his name. I was like, okay, I'm out of here because everyone was leaving. And then I was on a dating app and I saw him. I was like, oh my god, that's him. But I had swiped left too fast.
You're such a fast
No.
swiper, Raven.
I know.
You swipe so quick.
And then,
You
but
can't
I
just call
saw
people that.
Fast
his
swiper.
name, and I saw that he went to Euler, and I saw
Oh,
his golf jersey. And I was like, oh, okay, so
You can track this guy.
exactly. And I found him, and I DM'd him. This man's was South African, and he had an accent.
Oh, South African.
And we went on a date. We went on multiple dates, and he was literally the sweetest guy ever. But then I was like, what is perturbing me? I was like, what is bothering me?
That he was.
Did you ask him about apartheid?
He looks so much like my brother. That is what I've compared them side by side. I compared them side by side, then I showed him.
I mean, you're from Arkansas. It wouldn't be that weird.
Oh my! But it was just so
shit, I just doxed us.
strange, so strange. But he's literally the nicest person ever. We're friends now.
So you broke it off.
Yeah.
She did.
Then I tried to go back
What?
because I was
Okay.
She started missing.
What if he got like in a really bad car wreck? He got like a cool scar, like
A cool scar.
A cool scar.
And then he was
That's
very
how it works in real life.
What if he grew his hair
Yeah.
out and dyed a blonde?
what if he like
Wait,
got
I know
cosmetic
I got
surgery
that.
to not look like your brother?
What did he say when you were like, hey, do you want to
He's like, don't do that. That's not. Don't. That's all he said.
Damn.
Damn.
That hurt my
You
feelings.
got turned down hard.
Oh wait, whenever I went back or when
Yeah.
he was. Oh no, he was so sweet. He's like, well, I've decided I'm going back to South Africa after I leave. I really don't think it's the best thing for me or you. I like to think about what we could have been, but yeah.
You broke up with Jesus.
I know. Why do you think I went back?
You broke up with like literally
You blew it.
the
You
best
fucking
guy
blew
ever.
it. You
Like
ain't-
I want to date this guy. And
No,
I'm not
you
even
think-
gay.
Me too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I made a mistake.
so Raven,
Should
Oh,
just
no.
bang your
Emma.
brother's doppelganger.
Yeah.
Emma, what is dating advice for men that you have who are new to the dating scene?
Who are new to the dating scene? How old is the fucking people listening?
Hey
to this?
man,
People can start
Hey!
late. People can start late.
there are late bloomers in the room.
There are some people that locked in their parents' basement until they turn 20.
Or they're just not lucky.
So yeah, I figured we could ask you two, neurotypical women for dating advice
For the men.
for men.
Me and Emma probably have different dating advice.
Well, that's good because you're different people.
It's
Yes.
a range.
It's a range. It's a
You
spectrum.
go first. I'm.
It's-
I want to see what Emma says while I'm creating this side by side comparison of my brother and the boy that I almost dated.
There's different things. I think you should. There's a balance between being pushy, do not be pushy, and also just being like not doing anything. Like if you want to
Passive is the word.
passive,
So
thank you.
You got to be aggressive.
No,
I'm
no.
kidding.
Don't be
No.
aggressive. Don't be passive.
Oh shit, dude.
They looked very similar.
Okay, yes. Let the record show that we are looking at the picture of her brother and the boy,
Uh-huh.
and they do look a lot alike.
And for the record, we never did anything, so I
I
there's
hope you
something.
didn't do anything with your
It's
brother.
not.
They're not twins or something,
No,
but
no.
they have similarities.
It like I literally couldn't. My body was stopping
want some
me.
beer?
They
Yeah.
look like brothers.
Yeah, they
Can't
look
have
like
beer
brothers.
with Neds.
I could not. Anyways, am I continue?
Yeah,
I have to
so-
pee.
Can't be too passive. Can't be too pushy.
If you're like gonna just be like, oh, hey, we should hang out sometime. And then I'm like, okay, yes, let's do it. And then you're like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know.
But sometimes persistence is good because
Yeah.
for me, I deleted all my dating apps. But the thing is that I would get on there and I'd talk to people, and then I just wouldn't do anything else. And they would have to be like, do you want to go on a date? Or they would have to message me
That's
over
kind
and
of what
over
I'm saying,
and
too.
again. Because your girl isn't very good at doing the apps. So sometimes a little pushy when it comes to the beginnings of like actually going on the date is good. But once you're on the date, if you're pushy, I'm leaving.
That's exactly what... Okay, she described it really well. When there are girls on dating apps, there are a lot of guys, and so the balance is off. You do need to insert your place in my... I have a waiting list. You need to get on the list. I'm not to be a bitch, but like, if I forget about you, I'm not going to remember to come back and check and be like, oh yeah, what did he say? He said like, whatever, something really passive.
I have seen her Snapchat. It's horrifying.
This is the... When like Tinder's 80% men.
Yeah, it's
Really?
because
Yeah,
there's,
really.
like,
No,
it's
it's
20% like women. There's...
So like all the
A
women
lot.
have all these guys vying for their attention.
Yeah, so usually, like, Raven's talked about it, I'll talk about it, we'll be like, okay, so we've got Monday and a Tuesday and a Thursday and a Friday, whatever. You gotta, like, try to keep the schedule good, and you gotta, like, not
And like
Forget
schedule good.
what's going on, and the boys get mixed together. I started making this notes list one time of, like, which one was telling me which thing, so I wouldn't be like, what's going
Yeah.
on.
I do not have that many.
Just generally, the reason I'm talking about this is because if you are too aggressive, obviously that's like a bad sign.
So here's what I do on dating apps. Like when I match with a girl, I'm like, I gotta be assertive. So I just like text her address and then go like 7:30
That's a terrible idea.
I dox her. And
I
I'm
see
like,
that you really like tacos for life.
Yeah,
I actually have bought you some now.
yeah, I'm
I'm
on the
at
way
your
to your
house.
house.
Okay, wait.
I'm
Ask a
romantic,
question,
right?
Because I need
Disable
more.
Yeah.
the security
Okay.
system.
Okay, so
I
what-
like sweeties. I like.
What-
Yes, be a sweet boy.
Yeah.
what define?
Don't
What do
be
you mean
mean.
by sweet boy?
Oh my god. Okay. So one time this boy picked me up, and the first thing he said to me was like, he said, "Wow, your smile is really pretty." I was like,
Okay, write that down. Write that down.
Yeah.
Your smile
Literally
is.
take note.
and then like the whole time,
Before you said that.
the whole time he would just like he made the effort to make me comfortable, and he didn't act like, oh, I'm so cool, you know. There's cool warm people, there's warm people, and there's warm cool people,
And there's cool people.
and there's cool people, and I like the warm cool people or the cool warm
cool
people.
warm. Cool warm.
Or
What
the
does that
warm
mean?
warm.
What does that
It
mean?
means- It means like if you meet a warm, I'd say I'm a pretty warm person. If you like, you just if I'm friends with you, or like
she
this.
seems
Yeah, you're
friendly.
warm,
When you
you're
get to know her, she's friendly.
Exactly. But
She's
I
warm.
don't vibe with people who are cool. Which isn't to say they're bad people. They're just not my people.
Yeah.
Like they're the people that like they walk into they don't walk into a room. They like swagger into a room.
They're
you know?
cool. They're alpha.
You get what I'm saying,
They
though?
stride.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
I'm kidding. Alpha doesn't exist, but
No, alphas
the
do
vibe,
exist.
no,
See,
David.
See, there are things called types of males,
No.
and see, you have the alpha males, which are on top, and then the beta males. which are-
Anyways,
and the-
anyways,
I
I like
second episode, and he's talking about this.
Talking about the
like
Sigma grind
I
set.
like warm boys. I think
Yeah,
because
that's a good one.
What?
So,
Yeah.
wait,
I don't
so,
like it when they're
See?
cold.
You know
I like
how
'em
people are like girls
warm.
always like the bad boys.
Yeah,
That's
no,
like
I
a
do not
cool
like the bad
on the
boys.
outside.
I feel like that's an incel talking about girls only date jerks.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but also there's like,
sometimes
okay,
girls
you
do
like
just date
them to be like,
jerks.
ooh, wow,
I
they're
mean,
a little, like, cool.
yeah, but
They're kinda like a cool
I
kid.
don't think that's a rule for every woman.
No,
No,
definitely not.
Absolutely not.
No. So is y'all's advice just be nice and like be confident?
Kind of.
Confidence definitely is key. Like
Yeah.
being no,
Uh-oh.
not necessarily confidence, but just
Damn
like
it.
being sure of yourself. Like, yeah, I'm David. That's who I am, you know? Like,
And I'm
or I'm
Raven.
Zach. Or
And
I'm
I'm
Tristan.
gonna
Tristan.
Yeah.
take you on this date right now, and it's gonna be cool. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna say like, "Whoa, this is what I think. You look cute."
This guy messaged my friend. He's like, "I'm gonna take you on a date this weekend," and you don't have any say in it. And she's like, "Why did you send me that, you weirdo?"
See, that's kind of
That
weird.
would work for some people.
It depends.
I don't
Also
think it works
depends
for
on what
enough.
emojis you use when you send it.
Funny.
I don't think it works for enough people for it to be safe.
Do not do that. Oh god, I shouldn't have mentioned. Do not do that. I think, I think the best advice I can give as a partially successful guy.
Probably heard that from a movie somewhere.
Yes, definitely. The best advice I can give is like, I think you need to love yourself.
Oh.
Because if you don't love yourself, then why should anyone else love you?
Wow.
Thank you, David. That was so.
When's your book
helpful.
drop?
I'm dropping a book called 12 Rules for Life. Number 1, clean your fucking room, boyo.
Jordan Peterson?
Number 2,
Is that you?
become addicted to benzos and go into a month-long coma and suffer brain
His
damage.
wife is dying.
What? No, he literally has
Yeah.
brain damage from his coma in Russia.
Yeah, because he was taking benzos to cope with his wife dying of cancer.
Wow, this is all over the place.
There's always two sides,
Yeah,
David.
he always is
advice.
like that.
To dead wives.
She's not dead. I think
okay.
I think she's gone to recovery.
No, she cleaned a room and the cancer just went away.
Jesus Christ.
It works.
Don't you know, boyo? You gotta clean your fucking room.
Yes, David.
I don't know, man. What is dating advice? Is that even real?
Yeah.
I
Be
think
confident and love yourself.
I feel like
Is that what it
yeah,
boils
I
down
feel
to?
like if you
Well,
have
I have a
like,
question.
yeah, okay.
So it's something that I struggle with. How do you... So when you meet a guy and you're looking at him, how do you decide this is someone who I could date and this is someone I want to be a friend with? Like, you like the person, you agree with them, they're not a disagreeable person. How do you separate those two categories? Like, what's a demarcation of like, okay, these people, they're friends. Never going to be anything other than friends. These people, I'm interested.
Ooh,
I can see
okay.
them now as potential partners.
In my head, when I walk into a room, I look. Oh, this is so bad. I've never said this out. I walk into the room, I look at all the boys, and I'm like, okay, all of them want to date me, and all of them want to kiss me. And then.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what you need to do.
No, and in my head, I'm like, potentially, any of these males are a suitor.
Who has the strongest genes?
No.
Do you imagine
Who could
like,
be a better father for my young?
do you imagine them like fighting like a tournament?
No,
This
no.
is, and you run like a racket in your head. Or,
No.
Okay.
It's not like that.
And that's literally the perception I had for so long. Like, I don't really think about it anymore like that. But, like, for so long, that's how I thought about it, which is kind of strange to me.
Mhm.
And so in that scenario, I was kind of just like, we'll talk to them all and see what happens. See how they align with what I like and what I don't like. Like, just my personal checklist of a partner, because everyone has a checklist, whether you want to say you do or not, you know. There's certain things you're not going to deal with, and there's certain things you definitely want. So that's how I would do it. And now, I literally just, I don't even think about males, really, until...
Males.
I don't think about males until something happens. Like, I see a specific person, and somehow I'm just like, yeah, I want to try with them. Or I think, like, if someone just comes up to me and is like, do you want to go on a date with me? And I look at them and I say yes, but then I go look them up. And I'm like, do I really want to go on a date with them? Like, do they have social media? And based off of their social media, sometimes it determines whether or not I go on a date with them. Because if I see what they're posting isn't something that I like they're posting weird stuff, I'm like, no. But
So if they post cringe, you won't go on a date with them.
yeah.
Yeah.
That,
God,
that's
you
very
put
good advice.
way more thought in this than I do when I'm like dating. I'm like, she seems pretty. I'll go on a date with her. Like, then after the date, then during the date,
Well,
I'll
that's-
determine whether I want to do a second date based on the conversations we have. Like,
Well, that's also part of the problem with me in dating apps. I have a really I have a problem with dating apps because I either don't match with I don't swipe on a lot of people. Like Emma said, I'm a fast swiper.
Yeah, she's just, no,
Swiper,
no.
swiping.
And I either don't swipe on people, and so I don't match with very many people, or I swipe on them, I'm talking to them, and I'm like, no, I already know. Like, I don't even have to go on a date with you. I know from our conversation that we're having via a digital device that I would not like the conversation in person.
That is interesting. There's a couple of things that I'd like to ask.
One, unpack.
Are social media required?
No.
Oh, okay.
It can be very hot if a boy has no
Yeah.
social media.
Delete Instagram now.
A
Delete
man
Instagram
who
now.
is not on the
Okay.
socials. Yes, please.
Okay. We'll leave that where it lay.
Mysterious.
We'll leave that where it lay. There's definitely a benefit to that approach, but for example, Dave sucks so much ass at texting.
You guys.
You are a completely different communicator in person and on the phone.
Like what? Like, can you give
Well,
me an
that's also my situation with dating apps because
Wait.
I'm swiping because I'm looking at your face.
Question, Raven, did you swipe left or right on me?
On what?
On any dating app?
She doesn't know. She swipes too fast.
I
Dude,
swiped
what
too
the-
fast.
what the
And
fuck, bro?
I haven't seen you. And I deleted them.
Bro, now I'm offended.
I deleted
I
them.
match with all my homies. Like,
How-
me and Emma match.
how
I
did
call,
we match?
I call her
How
a
did-
slut on
And I was
Bumble.
Had
upset.
I seen you, I would have swiped.
And I was upset.
Thank
I
you.
didn't use them very often. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's okay. I super like Chris last. No, Emma super like
I
Chris on my phone,
accidentally-
man.
He showed me. He's like, "Look, I found Chris on Bumble," and I was like, "Oh, this is my friend. Oh my god!" And I accidentally super liked her because I forgot how Tinder works.
I was
I
like,
don't
you
have
need to
Tinder.
text her. So just think I'm weird.
So yeah, I did. I was like, I super liked you on Dave's account.
Yeah,
And
but like
it was funny.
that's another situation with dating
Yeah.
apps. It's purely based on how you look at first, and that's why I deleted Tinder first. Like, I deleted Tinder so long ago, and then I had Bumble and Hinge, and like because you can put prompts on there, and that's beneficial for me because like I kind of like it whenever it's funny, you know.
Hinge
I
sounds
love
like
it whenever the very last. Sorry. I love it when the very last picture is like some goofy, silly shit, like a random video from the web, like a meme, a really stupid meme. I love that shit. I think it's hilarious.
Hinge sounds like a gayer dating app than Grindr. Like just the name of it's like Hinge.
It does.
Um,
so what is
It's
Hinge?
not
Why
good
is
at-
Hinge different?
It's better than
They ask you like a fuck ton of questions. Like,
Ti-
Yeah.
Tinder's
What's
like
your
where the
favorite
dregs of
food?
humanity reside now. It's
Yes.
really bad.
Bumble was my favorite one.
Bumble's
I
the
had
best.
it.
Bumble's good. Bumble's good.
Bumble's good, but
Bumble-
the
Bumble's-
girls never start the conversation.
No, I
always do.
I was showing Elise Bumble, and she was like, "Dave, you must text them first. It's more manly." I'm like, "No, they have to text me first." She's like,
Nice
"Oh,
Austrian accent.
yeah."
I like
Is
that
Bumble?
about Bumble.
Isn't that the thing with Bumble? Don't
The
The
girls-
girls have to text first. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hinge is like,
I don't know how dating apps work.
yeah, Hinge is like they ask you a ton of questions
Uh-huh.
and it like uses algorithms. to
I found
Does
this
Tinder
one.
not ask you anything?
I found this
No.
one. I
Really?
found this.
Who do you want to fuck within this radius, and how old do they have to be?
Exactly.
Mine is infinite
That's
range
funny.
and 21 to 100. That's my aim.
I love it.
What's the lowest you go?
18, and I'm not going below
LOL.
21. That 18-year-olds are children.
Just curious.
Just
Okay.
curious, just asking.
Any other questions? I like this game.
I like this game.
Have my opinion, which is that like I don't know how I decide whether someone's like the friend type or the boy type, but I just know.
Well,
And
do
I'm
you
just
like you recognize it
You
as a
just
phenomenon?
know.
Yes.
Yes.
No, you will know it, and
Yeah.
it's very distinct.
So it's like it's not like
when
a
I hung out with
conscious thing.
Sandwich Boy, I was like, friend. It was like, whoa.
I'm surprised let him stay the night,
Well, he drove really far, and so he would have had to drive home. Like,
but you could have made him sleep on the couch.
Why'd you have to expose her like that?
Oh fuck! Oh no! Oh no! I'm a dick! Oh no!
Yes. Well, this is not really.
Why don't you make him?
amount to anything.
Why don't you make him sleep in my room though? That's the weirdest.
I know. I just was like, you have to
You
sleep.
could have given him
David.
back his pants.
And he was like, oh no, I have to sleep with
Dick.
David.
Oh no, she's gonna peg me.
So.
Oh no!
that'd be the worst.
I'd hate that.
I hate that. I have this one date app on my phone I haven't used yet. It's called The League. elite dating, I think you have to submit either an IQ test or like a college diploma to access the app. It's like for intellectuals to meet.
That sounds like a gamer.
No, it does.
Jesus
Dude, why
Christ.
can't I just have a 5'4", big titty golf gamer GF? It's all I want.
not?
That's
Gamer
what I'm
girl.
saying, dude.
Gamer
That's what
girl.
everyone wants.
I want a girl that'll play video games with me all day and
Want to put
Generate
it on the
gamer girl
record.
bathwater organically.
gamer girl feet.
I am a gamer girl. I sometimes play The Sims. I have an Oculus, so
I mean, you
hit
should.
me up.
I mean, like
If we had fans, they'd be screaming.
Yeah,
we've
I
actually
hope they are.
maintained a decent, higher number of viewers in the first stream. Like we've been around like 10 this whole time.
Nice.
I think we're gonna get up to 22 because people watch this after the fact.
Nice.
Nice.
We are awesome.
We're awesome. Like I think about adding like an Emma foot cam to the show.
That'd be funny.
You have to
Thank you
pay.
for asking me.
You have to pay $5 to unlock it though.
I support that idea.
Okay.
It's Patreon support.
Pay feet, Emma's feet, Patreon. Raven, we put your feet on there too, or no?
No.
Okay.
No, she's icing it.
Oh yeah.
I'll add my feet to the.
Pay
pod.
Raven's medical bills.
I'll sell my socks.
Nice.
Selling
Oh,
socks.
no.
That's
on the-
that's
Selling
lucrative.
socks
Yeah, no,
It's a
people pay.
lucrative business.
When I was in Hawaii
That's
last year, I ran. Okay, I wore my socks
A lot
for
of girls
2
do it.
days, and then I ran in them, and then I sold them for $150.
God damn it! Fuck!
awesome?
I need to pretend to be a girl in line to sell socks.
No, you don't even have to be a girl. What are you talking about? People want male socks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, manly socks. I found out a new income stream, fellas.
I wish I could still do
God.
it. I need to find more.
We need to have a
If
website.
you're a buyer, let me know.
Yeah.
If you want Raven's scrumptious socks, let us know.
By now they're tie-dye.
Or mine.
Or sports
Shit
bras.
sucks.
Sports-
The juicy
You gotta
socks.
buy the sports bras, then I'll wear them, then you can buy them back from me. Because I'm not just gonna. I mean, I guess I could.
You can
good
buy
business
sports
plan.
bras for it.
That's true.
David, if you'll go ahead and do all the work, then me and Raven will provide you with the materials.
Cool. I'll take percentages.
2%.
5.
Okay. Sure.
Awesome.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Selling.
Dave's a pimp now.
Selling.
essentially.
Yes. No. Okay.
Essentially.
I've
I'm gonna
been-
have to make an account
I've been.
on some
I've been.
website.
I'll make the account. I'll manage it all through my email so you guys don't get like doxxed and harassed.
Dave secretly keeps them all for himself.
I'm like, no, I'm kidding.
Dave, why does your house
Walk in
smell
there,
like
he's
corn
like,
chips? Why does your house constantly smell like corn chips?
I remember for Dirty Santa, I got a pair of Walmart thongs. And
Hell
my
yeah, did you wear them?
of course I tried them on.
Are you wearing one now?
They didn't fit. No.
Wow.
No,
Damn it.
they did not look flattering from the front. See, from the back it worked. From the front, no.
That's the thing. It never works in the
Never
front.
works in the front. It's too much.
They
too much.
never consider the men.
That's why you tape it to your butt.
Yeah.
You got tuck.
You use duct tape and
But
just...
there's a famous like Chinese spy. There was a spy in France who pretended to be a woman for like 8 years and was like having a relationship with a French senator who thought that he was a woman. And he had the ability to suck his testicles in and tuck his penis backwards to make it resemble a vagina.
Nice.
To the
How
point
do
it
you
fooled.
suck your testicles?
Common Chinese.
I can do it a little. If you train hard, you can do it.
That's awesome.
It's
What?
good for it's good for fighting. Yeah, I can suck my testicles into
Do
my
it.
body.
A little bit, he said. Not a lot.
Oh shit! He's actually doing it, guys.
Oh my god, David! That's so cool.
I know it's ultimate combat readiness. Like,
Just kidding. I don't want all of the listeners to think that we sit naked on the couch.
dude,
sitting around
no,
the table.
no, we're all butt naked right now. Right?
No, we're wearing socks.
There's nothing to hide on the spectrum.
David's mother is listening to this.
So what
podcast.
if you're like having?
Ooh, that's right.
What if you're like having sex with a girl and her like clit shot out like a dart and like stabbed you?
Fuck? What?
You're dating.
Excuse me.
You're having intercourse with a literal fembot.
It's like a barb. It's like,
You are James Bond.
and that's
It's one of those shitty movies from the 80s,
Yeah, that.
and you're upset.
I'm very I do not like being stabbed by women's reproductive organs during sex. That's
Me-
not very nice.
Neither. Thankfully,
I
it's
don't
never
think
happened.
Anyone would like that.
Dave, yeah.
What's the dude? I remember. So like not.
How long are these?
We're gonna wrap it
Those
up.
2 hours,
Okay.
I suppose.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up in the next minute. I just want to say like like
That's the last one.
did you know you can break your penis?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We
Dennis
all
I
did.
see
saw
the
that
video.
on
Technically-
Grey's Anatomy.
Girl.
Technicality.
I saw it on Grey's
You-
Anatomy and did it first.
Technically, you
Yeah.
can't break the penis. It's more of a tear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Like a tendon tear.
did you know
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman has broken his penis 3 times?
Dang.
At this
He
point, he's
goes
Denise
too
Rodman.
hard.
Dude.
There's one who
I
talked
know.
about running and jumping into a girl and like destroying his.
Pretty good.
Damn, that's
That was prime.
sounds like a
material.
really bad
I mean,
idea.
mine got broken before, but like I couldn't afford the doctor, so I just put a popsicle stick, like a
Yeah.
like a
A
splint.
sounding rod.
Yeah, sounding rod. Naturally, that's why you carry one.
This whole podcast is actually an advertisement for the Spectrum
Yeah.
brand
Sounding
sounding rods.
Oh god.
For all your sounding needs.
Yes. From advanced to beginner.
With
They come in a
It's a
range
baby.
of colors.
with eight
Baby.
no
From baby to experienced.
with 8 different sizes and colors, we can fulfill all your sounding needs.
It's USB chargeable.
If you can't get it up, buy a Spectrum sounding rod.
That's not. It's
That
not to get
sounds
it up.
like a
Find a
thing.
link in the description.
Below.
There's no link. It's just a self-help link.
Yeah, actually, what do you have playing in the background? Like, do you have a slideshow?
I had a
going or
slideshow of Christian, but I put it off now. It's just like a black screen.
Oh.
something? Nice.
Just
Nice.
put a picture of my Bumble profile and Raven's Bumble
No,
profile.
no,
I
but
deleted mine.
Yeah, be a
She
literal.
said multiple times she has deleted all of her profiles.
That is true.
okay. Well, you know what?
Is this it, folks?
I think it's time we wrap it up. We'll tune in next week. Now, what do you guys want to talk about next week?
It's a great question.
I think we should democratically decide this.
Well, if we might go to war within the next week, so that'd be something to talk about.
Oh, let's talk about.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Sorry. I like it when we do the structure of like a famous person and then like shooting the shit. That's always fun. So Putin next week.
Putin's pretty based, yeah.
Putin's pretty base.
Vladimir Putin.
The question for
Then you can just
Putting
have a
his military
slideshow
in
of Putin the
Ukraine.
whole
yeah,
time.
Putin.
Yeah.
Putin in Ukraine.
Oh god.
Oh no.
All right, viewers. Thank you for tuning in.